I think I'm live already now. Am I live? Let me know if I'm live. Because, I never really watch the stream that I'm doing on anything, so I rely on the chat to tell me if I'm live or not. But I think I should be live now. What's up, everyone? How's it going? Why not stream this on Twitch? This is something I always do YouTube for the kickoff streams. Okay, cool, I'm live. But yeah, I normally stream on Twitch when I do a bunch of other stuff, but for Rumble Weekend, the kickoff stream, it's got to be a YouTube stream for the tradition. Just the way I've been doing it for years. So, yeah. Feels good to stream on YouTube every now and then, too. Like, I kind of like switching between the two streaming services. But yeah, what's up, everyone? How are you all doing tonight? Oh my gosh. Chat is moving so fast. It's going to take me a minute to try and keep up with the chat while I'm doing this, but I'll try my best. I'll probably be looking at chat between floors and stuff, because I got to be careful not to fail anything here. And by fail, I mean walk right past a shiny without noticing. What's the best Pokemon to hunt with in Rumble? I'd say anything that's fast, that's got the speedy ability, that can learn agility or rock polish. Traditionally, in the original old school Rumble, I like to go with Aerodactyl, because Aerodactyl's in the fastest speed group in the game. It can learn Iron Tail, which plows through things, and in addition to that, it learns both it learns both agility and rock polish, so it can go really fast. And that Slackoth back there was sparkling. I don't know if y'all noticed that or not. A sparkling Pokemon doesn't mean it's a shiny Pokemon. A sparkling Pokemon just means it's a guaranteed recruit. So we're going to be seeing a lot of Pokemon that sparkle that aren't shiny. Only way it's going to actually be shiny is if it's actually a different color and sparkling at the same time. So just be aware of that. I know a lot of people like to say, oh, you just missed a shiny when it was just a normal sparkling Pokemon. Pokemon! What's up, Pikachu Paradise? Happy Rumble Weekend, everyone. Squid Ant, how are y'all doing today? Hope you're all maybe rumbling or just enjoying watching some Rumble. That's cool, too. When's the movie for the Crown Tundra? Yeah, I might as well address that right now. I finished all the gameplay for the Crown Tundra movie. I have all the gameplay finished for the Magikarp Gauntlet. So I have a ton of stuff to eventually post. But it's going to take me a while to edit all of it. I've been slowly editing the Magikarp video. I'm making a bunch of progress on that. But I gotta post that first before I do the Crown Tundra movie. So I'd expect the Crown Tundra movie to maybe be posted in like a month or two. It's gonna be a while, but it's on the way, don't worry. What's with my hair? I just never got it cut. I haven't gotten it cut since like January. So I'm just seeing what happens with it. Really nothing crazy going on other than that. Yeah, I'm just running through these levels looking for a shiny Pokemon. Yeah, the Rumble spin-off series is really weird. And it's had a very rocky history, too. This is the first one on the Wii. This is the only one with random shinies. Then after this came Rumble Blast on the 3DS, which I just recently played through this year, and I actually love that game. It's really good. Might be the best one in the series, but it doesn't have shinies. And then after that, I'd say it kind of went downhill. They did Rumble U on the Wii U, which is pretty much Rumble in name only. It's so different. Then they did Rumble World for the 3DS and mobile, which is like basically a phone game at the end of the day. Tons of microtransactions and stuff. Doesn't really feel like a fun to play game in the same way that this one does. And then they did Rumble Rush, which is already fully unplayable now since they completely discontinued the service. So, yeah, the spirit of Rumble at least lives on with the original through Rumble Weekend. Thanks, man. Sup, Davis? It's been forever. It feels like it's been forever since we've chatted. Yeah, Rumble Blast's gameplay is actually incredible. I didn't really give it credit for the longest time, too, because I just didn't have it. I recently got it, and now I firmly believe that it's the best game-wise, in the Rumble series with what it's got going on. It's got a massive post-game and stuff. The story's also really good. Like, in Gen 5, they did something really cool with, like, the Swords of Justice. Like, Virizion got a major role in Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity, and like Cobalion's got a major role in Rumble Blast, and I think Terrakion might have a role in something, but if it doesn't, oh well. At least those two have pretty cool story roles in some spin-off games. And Alejandro, thanks for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Glad you've been enjoying Weekend Edition. I really appreciate that. It's been really fun seeing so many people play it after like so many months of just like grinding out, importing these models, getting everything working, getting the extra stages working and stuff. So it's just super nice to be able to kick back and just watch so many people play this mod of the game now during an event that I already love watching so much in the first place, Rumble Weekend. So shout out to everyone playing Weekend Edition right now. And if you're not playing Weekend Edition, shout out to you if you're playing Rumble at all. Yeah, the only thing you can do is get a hacked Wii at this point, since this game is basically unavailable otherwise. It never even had a physical release. It was only available on the Wii Shop channel. You can still find shinies in the demo, though, Jake. It's a pretty interesting thing. People have actually hunted in the demo before. The Magikarp level 100 Gauntlet, it could be seen as hard, but I wouldn't say that the core gameplay of it was very difficult. It's more of a test on the patience than a test on the difficulty. It just took a long time. Did I explain what's in the new update? Yeah, I could give a little bit of a patch notes right here. Shiny Lotad and Remoraid had some major texture issues, so I fixed that. Then down here in Eternal Tower, I forgot to add in Elekid. So Elekid normally spawns here now, which is nice. Then I fixed a little glitch that was going on in Silent Forest Normal that I had accidentally had left over from testing some stuff out. And then after this run, I'll show y'all a new feature that I meant to announce at the beginning of the stream, but forgot to because I was already overwhelmed with reading so many chat messages at once. But yeah, after this, I'll show y'all the new feature that was discovered thanks to Professor Rex. It was one of the first things I actually wanted to implement in this mod, but was very difficult. Took days of just like staring at the screen trying to figure out how to get it to work. I think it's a really cool feature, and it's going to be something that I think is going to be in every new version of Weekend Edition with every Rumble Weekend. I think it's going to be a pretty neat feature. And if you have Rumble Weekend Edition 1.1 right now, the latest update, you'll be able to do this right now as soon as I show the new thing off. What was my favorite hunt or gauntlet video? It's hard picking between the two of those. They're very different things to me. Like, shiny hunting is more of like just a passive hobby thing that I see myself doing all the time. Level 100 gauntlets are more of like a more formal thing that I still really enjoy doing, but I'm not always doing as much as I am shiny hunting. So picking the favorites between the two of those is kind of weird. But I could pick a favorite hunt and then a favorite gauntlet, I guess. One of my favorite hunts I've done so far was probably... it's such a tough question, actually. I have trouble picking favorites. I really do. But I guess I've really enjoyed so many of them so much that I haven't been able to pick a favorite. I guess that's really my answer. Alright, so the secret here is a password. Professor Rex, an absolute legend, he and his brother, Professor Tops, are actually probably streaming right now on like 16 copies of the game or something like crazy like that. He figured out how to add new passwords to the game. And if you have Weekend Edition 1.1, there's a special password now. So put in 11/21/2020, aka tomorrow's date. And you get a Deoxys speed form. That's speedy with agility and sky attack. It is the perfect hunting Pokemon for this game. But yeah, that's a new feature. I have been playing a little bit of Cafe Mix Belrose. It's pretty cool. It's a nice little puzzle game. I don't like the puzzles as much as I like Pokemon Shuffle's puzzles. I still play Shuffle every now and then. But I think the whole presentation of it's pretty cute. I like the different Pokemon, their art styles and stuff. I think Cafe Mix is pretty cool. Plus, it's got that music from the Coliseum composer, too. Tsukasa Tawada, which is always a nice touch. There's a new update for the game on the Wii. It's not like an official update. It's a fan-made update called Rumble Weekend Edition. There's a whole page for it on Project Pokemon with the patch file for getting it ready. And what I'm doing right now, actually, is I'm running through these areas with 2nd and 3rd gen Pokemon. And the 2nd and 3rd gen Pokemon were actually totally absent from the original version of this game. So a little bit over the summer, I took on a little project of adding back the 2nd and 3rd gen Pokemon to this game. So hunting for those shinies right now. It was something that I announced last Rumble weekend back in August. It's a shame I can't get 4 of them for multiplayer hunting. I could. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I don't really like doing the multiplayer hunting personally, though. I understand if you really do, but it's the same speed as Ninjask, so if you get another Ninjask, you could get like a Ninjask and 3 Ninjask and a Deoxys, but I personally really don't like the idea of like having myself control 4 Pokemon at once just for stronger shiny odds, because I like the way that the shiny odds are already in this game already. I like the rate at which I find shinies in Rumble, and I feel like making it any easier would make me not appreciate the shinies that I get anymore. It would make me only want to get the rare shinies instead of just wanting to get shinies in general. And, I don't know. I just don't like the idea of, like, making it any easier on myself in any other way. So I like sticking with the single-player mode for this. How many shiny Pokemon do I have in total? Good amount. In this game, I probably have like a couple hundred. And the main series games also probably a couple hundred. And what's up, Yusuf? How's it going tonight? I saw that you've been rumbling for the first time. Congrats on your first find. Man, this Deoxys is so fast. It's crazy. Think I missed a shiny Electrike? I don't know if I did. It was probably a sparkling normal Electrike. I would have noticed if it was a shiny one. Tried password, said it was invalid. Are you sure you got it right? 11/21/2020. Thanks, Lycan Rock Plays. What's up, Kial? How's it going? How are you doing tonight? Again, keeping up with the chat's going to be a little bit chaotic because I'm already playing Rumble where I'm having to pay a lot of attention to the screen. So I'm going to try and read it between trampoline things, but I might miss a lot of messages, and I apologize if I do. I try to, like, read everything I can, but I don't know if I'll be able to tonight. So I'll try and keep a conversation going at least. How did I, like, add the other Pokemon to the game? So there was another pretty big Pokemon modding project earlier this year that really helped me make a lot of progress on this. This is something that's been kind of a pipe dream for a few years, getting 2nd and 3rd gen Pokemon in here. But there's a mystery dungeon game on the Wii through WiiWare that was Japan only and was never released in America. And very recently this year, there was a whole team that translated that game. And then they released some of the tools that they did for modding that game. And through those tools, I was able to get the 2nd and 3rd gen Pokemon models. These models are also available in Pokemon Ranch, but Pokemon Ranch is like in a format where it's really hard to get into the game's files. So I used those Mystery Dungeon ones as a base. And then I was able to get at least the textures for the shinies from Pokemon Ranch. And I imported all of them. And then I had to add in some extra property values, set some default moves, and a bunch of other extra stuff. But it was mostly importing things from another game and making them work in the framework of this game. Just a bunch of trial and error and stuff. And Bucci Boy, what's up, dude? Been forever, it seems like, right? I don't have Shiny Absol in Rumble yet. That's actually one that I really want to get this weekend. I consider that maybe one of my targets, but I'm still jumping around from level to level instead of just sticking to one spot right now, because that's like what I like to do on stream during these kickoff streams. Yeah, odds in this game are suspected to be 1 in 8192. And in multiplayer mode, it's definitely boosted for the number of players you have. Don't really know exactly how, but from just anecdotal evidence from last Rumble weekend where a lot of people were using like Wavebirds or emulators to like have multiple controllers going at once, they were finding so many shinies that there's definitely an increase in shiny odds if you're doing multiplayer mode. But you'll catch me doing single player. How long will I be live tonight? Usually with these kickoff streams, I go until I get at least one shiny. I'd suspect it'd probably be around like 3 hours maybe. One time I didn't find a shiny on stream. It's only happened once during all 19 of these Rumble weekends. There's only been one kickoff stream where I didn't find a shiny. And I ended that one after like 4 or 5 hours. Shinies are in the original version of the game too. And boss Pokemon can be shiny too. Any of these Pokemon that we're seeing in the stages can be shiny, which is really cool. It makes some shinies pretty darn rare to find. But yeah, in the base version of the game, we've been hunting in the base version of the game for like... I've had it for 6 years, and I've been like shiny hunting in this game since then. We've been doing these Rumble weekends for 5 years too. It's just our second one with this modded version of the game. In fact, I might do a couple runs in the base version in EX just for fun in a minute. And Hoenn Kid, I haven't done that hunt for Zangoose or Seviper yet, but I'm very interested in doing a hunt on that route someday in 3rd gen. Seems really worth it. This Deoxys just floats. Do you know roughly how many Pokemon are on each level? I'd say per run, you see somewhere around 100 to 150 Pokemon. 150 is like on the extreme end of things for sure, but you'd probably see at least 100 per run. I started finding so many shinies like after that stream where I didn't find any too. Alright, this is the normal EX mode with the 1st and 4th gen Pokemon that were in the original that we've been hunting for all these years. What do you do if you see a shiny? You just defeat it. Luckily, shinies are guaranteed drops in this game. Whenever you knock out a Pokemon in this game, it has a chance of dropping and you getting to keep it. But shinies are guaranteed. So you just pick it up. And thanks for all the congrats on 100K, by the way. I've been seeing a lot of those. If there's... I know a bunch of people have been asking what my 100K special might be, and I really don't have anything planned for that. But I do have this Magikarp level 100 gauntlet and a Crown Tundra movie coming out eventually, and I'm putting a whole lot of time into those. So those could maybe be considered as a 100K special. Then a bunch of other extra video plans in store too. But I'm super appreciative of all of y'all. I still can't believe that I'm at this point now. Never would have expected to be at this point, like especially 10 years ago when I just made this channel to catch all the Pokemon for fun. Crazy. Pokemon Black and White are great, Cinnabox. I've been thinking about like Gen 5 a whole lot lately, and the more I think about it, the more I just absolutely love the Gen 5 games in every way. So yeah, I definitely recommend Black and White. And Black 2, White 2 are incredible as well. They did something really cool with those games that, like, a bunch of people were very apprehensive about at first, especially with the first ones that came out. But it was part of their master plan, and it all made sense in the end. With the original Black and White, you only find the new 5th gen Pokemon in the wild until the post-game. And a lot of people really didn't like that, because they were like, well, what about using my favorite old Pokemon? I like using old and new Pokemon. So a lot of people were really upset about that when it first came out. And then, the next year, they come out with the sequels, Black and White 2, which has like a huge mixture of fan favorites and the new 5th gen Pokemon all at once. So it was like their plan all along to release 2 games, one where you need to use the new Pokemon, and one where you can use the new and old ones. But from just the perspective of the people seeing the first Black and White, there was a whole lot of fan backlash. Like, even the Pokemon games we look back on now as like being the best ones, there was so much backlash over them all the time. It's been the same flavor of the same thing for all these years. Like, of course, I think the Sword and Shield controversy was probably like the loudest it's ever been, but it's been stuff we've been seeing the exact same way for like decades on the internet in one form or another. The password does replace any other password Pokemon. I think it replaces the password Eevee for right now. In the future, we plan on making it so it doesn't replace any password Pokemon, but I don't think that having the Eevee already redeemed will prevent you from redeeming this new Deoxys. Any news about the level 100 Gauntlet? I have 2 of them done, gameplay-wise. There was one that I did in the process of making the Crown Tundra movie, and there was one with Magikarp that I did earlier this summer. And I'm slowly editing both of those, and we'll have those up eventually. What's up, Yoshi Fighter? Welcome to the stream. They're kind of rare here, but welcome. I pretty much only stream on YouTube when I do these Rumble Weekend kickoffs, and all my other streams are pretty sporadic, but they're at twitch.tv/absoltastic. I occasionally shiny hunt and stuff on there. Wait a second. One of those dugong looked different to me for a second, but it's definitely not. Did Gen 4 have any sort of backlash? I want to say some of it did. Like, at first, I think Diamond and Pearl didn't have too much. Maybe, like, the surf speed turned a lot of people off. But I think when Platinum came around, people were actually kind of upset about Platinum being too close to, like, Diamond and Pearl. Sure, it was, like, the norm to get a third version of the game that wasn't super different, but people were like, oh, come on, this is just Diamond and Pearl again. Sorry, just hydrating real quick. There we go. What Pokemon game / save file have I found the most shinies on? I think it was my original X file. Because, when I got X and Y back in 2013, I was just a shiny hunting machine through any method possible. So I was doing, like, a ton of chaining, a ton of, like, Masuda method, Friend Safari, full odds, you name it. I'd found, like, just boxes of shinies in X and Y. But there was also the shiny gauntlet I did in Ultra Sun where I found over 100. So maybe Ultra Sun might still take the cake, since I've found over 100 shinies on that game. But in terms of full odds shinies, it might be my Ruby version, actually. My main Ruby file has found so many now. What's up, Getty? How's it going? If there's some way to get this still, even if you don't have the original game on the Wii, it's something where you're going to have to resort to, unfortunately, probably piracy, if you don't already have it. Because there is no other way to actually obtain this game anymore. This game was completely removed with the removal of the Wii Shop channel back in 2019. So this game is 100% unavailable through legal means anymore. So you'll need to get Homebrew and download a downloaded copy of this game if you want to play it again. But it's very easy to do that. There are plenty of resources to do so. I'm not necessarily going to give any links or tell people how to do that in a straightforward way, because I don't want to be the person who does that, but it's only a Google search away. It's pretty fast and shouldn't be too difficult. Do I ever do competitive battling? I did a good bit of battling back in the 5th gen days and in the early 6th gen days, but I kind of fell off after that. But now that we're in 8th gen, I've been getting more and more back into just like watching battles and stuff. So I'm thinking about kind of trying to make a team soon, since it seems more accessible than ever to like make a Pokemon viable. So I'm thinking about doing that soon, actually. We'll see what happens. And my battling style is usually not really with the meta most of the time. I do a bunch of stupid stuff because I think it's fun. Like, I was a big fan of using Eviolite Grottle back in 5th gen. Thing was like an absolute tank, and no one was prepared for it because they all thought it was ground type when it's pure grass. And no, there's no physical release ever for this game either. It was a pretty interesting case. It was a WiiWare game, which was Nintendo's first venture into download-only games. Well, maybe not their first venture, because they had like the Satellaview for the Super Nintendo back in the 90s. But on the Wii, it was their downloadable games library, and they never did physical releases for most of those games, and this was one of them. And it was just permanently up on the Wii Shop channel until they decided to take down the Wii Shop channel. And when that went down, so did Pokemon Rumble, the original. But luckily, the internet is full of people who are interested in the preservation and the archiving of games. So there are plenty of resources for people out there who are still trying to play this game even if they never got it originally during its first release. So fret not if you never got this game while it was available, because there are ways to get it. You just have to look. This Rumble's really fun. It is so much fun just playing through this game and hunting, because you're just kind of mashing buttons most of the time. There are only 2 attack buttons, and you just kind of mash, and it works. It's like therapeutic. It's almost like Zen at some point. Like getting into the late hours of a Rumble session, just pressing the same button, ramming into Pokemon and stuff. Weird that the password's not working for you, Prism. Might need to look into that later. Might need to ask for more details and stuff on how it's going. You might want to also make sure you're actually on 1.1. Like, make sure that Elekid is actually spawning in Eternal Tower in GX. I do see that you're having the issue, but I don't know how I can help right now. Yeah, there is a pretty big stream delay right now. That's just the way that I have it going, though, with YouTube. Why am I not hunting in GX? I figured I'd mix things up for a minute and do every level in EX, and then I'll go back to GX. Because, I haven't seen the 1st and 4th gen Pokemon in a while. Nice Thai smile. Yeah, I just saw that they're doing that event now in Sword and Shield with the raids where you get a really good chance of getting a shiny Squavit. That's pretty cool. And the Pokemon Center website has this crazy green sweater now. It's so funny looking. It's just a sweater, like a Christmas sweater, with a huge green face on it. And I almost want to get it. Even though I'm not even that big of a fan of Greedent, I think it's just a really funny sweater to have. And Pokemon Shirts has been releasing more and more designs lately, and it's been looking dangerous. Like, I've almost been hovering over that order button on some of them. Like, they did a Zarude pattern, a shiny Celebi pattern, one with Cramorant, and another with Squavit. It's crazy to see how much Pokemon merch has been happening lately. I've gotten 2 shiny bosses in Rumble. I got a Vespiquen and a Hippowdon back in the day. I have videos up on the channel from previous Rumble weekends where I found those. The Vespiquen was actually found in one of these Kickoff streams. It was crazy. Yeah, Professor Tops and Rex, they're at like 60-something shinies right now. They've already found, during the first night, last night, I think they found more shinies than I anticipated finding myself this entire weekend. Where's the Crown Tundra movie? Well, all the footage is on my hard drive right now, but it's going to take a long time for me to edit that. It's going to probably be out in a couple months. So I wouldn't expect it anytime soon, but it's on the way. I've got plenty of footage for it, and I think it's going to be a fun video. It's just going to take me a while. So, sorry it's not out right at the time that everyone's releasing Crown Tundra stuff, but I hope it'll be worth the wait. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to see the new Pokemon movie. I technically bought a movie ticket to it, but I'm not going to be able to see it. I had a friend living over in Japan that I knew from the Earthbound community who was asking around on Twitter, does anyone want the Zarude movie code a couple months ago. So I sent over 800 yen to get the movie ticket that has the code on it, and I got the download code for Zarude and Celebi. So I kind of technically bought a ticket to that movie, even though I'll never be able to see it because it's like all the way over in Japan. Yeah. Hey, it's true. Where's the Crown Tundra movie? On my computer, yeah. I've got like over 100 gigabytes of footage. It's kind of ridiculous. Thanks, Bri Boy. This is just what happens when I don't cut my hair for almost a year. It's been an experiment. It started as like an experiment. Well, it started as me just kind of like not getting a haircut, and then like the whole lockdown starting, and I was like, well, I guess I'm not getting my hair cut for a while. And it's gone on so long now that I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to keep going with it and see what happens. I've never had my hair this long before. Am I bummed about the big house? Yeah, definitely. So if y'all don't know what that is, what we're talking about there, you may have seen the hashtag Free Melee going around on Twitter. It's been trending. It's been huge. People have been really up in arms about it. There's this tournament series called the Big House for Super Smash Bros. That's been going on for years and years and years. And this year, they were hosting it online. And they were going to be using Slippy, which is like a special version of Dolphin Emulator that allows for rollback net play for Smash Bros. Melee, GameCube game. Excuse me. And because of that, Nintendo filed a cease and desist on them because it was like an emulator, and they said that it was encouraging piracy or something, which is just super unfortunate because they shut down that entire tournament over that. And it's really not something where they're actually getting any bit of a loss over it. It was just an event made out of love for the Smash Brothers community. And I actually entered the Smash Brothers Ultimate singles. That also got completely canceled because of that. And it's just a really unfortunate situation overall. Nintendo's poor decision-making when it comes to legal things. They're kind of like years in the past on that. They don't really embrace modding scenes very often. It's kind of unfortunate. It's just Nintendo's policies taking a bad turn again. So, free Melee. Thanks for the congrats, R2. It is not currently possible to get Rumble on Switch, as far as I know. There might be some like homebrew modding stuff you can do to do it, but I don't have a modded Switch, so I don't really know. I did hunt a shiny for the Crown Tundra movie. In fact, that video is already up. I hunted an Absol for the Crown Tundra movie, and my shiny Absol video from last month is the hunt for it. Yeah, I've been, like, the biggest Nintendo fanboy all my life. Like, it's literally the only consoles I've ever been interested in buying. I love Nintendo's games and stuff. Like, I kind of like Pokemon, I guess. I don't know if you might have guessed that about me. I like Pokemon quite a bit. But, Nintendo's business practices, I'm not as much of a fan of a lot of the time. They make some weird, draconic, ancient decisions that just seem like kind of stuck in the past. You know? But anyway. Thanks, Luis. Appreciate that. Congrats on the squavet, Lori. Alright, I'm going to go back to GX now. When will the Crown Tundra movie be out? Man, y'all are really, really invested in that. I'm glad, though. I'm glad that y'all are looking forward to that as much as I'm looking forward to releasing it. It's going to take me a while to put that out. It really is. Like, probably a couple months. Like, I would expect it to probably drop sometime in late December or January. Mostly because I also am working on that Magikarp video. And I want to post that Magikarp video first. And I'm sorry if I shocked any of y'all by saying that I really like Pokemon. Yeah, I'm sorry if that y'all weren't expecting that from me. But man, in terms of a target for what shinies I want for this Rumble weekend, I don't really have a target yet. It's something where I'm just going to kind of let fate decide what I get. I have a few that I have in the back of my mind as like things that I could really, really want, like an Absol, but I enjoy just running around through these levels and seeing what happens. Unfortunately, the 3DS version of Rumble does not have shinies. Only downside of it, if you ask me. How's it going, Tom? Just out here rumbling right now. Oh, good luck, Smee. You always thought I liked Digimon? I do like Digimon, though, Olivia. Digimon is cool, too. I enjoyed watching that a lot as a kid, and then, like, back in 2013, I really got back into it again by watching the Digimon movie, which is maybe one of the most absurd anime movies ever made in America, because they took 3 Japanese movies, spliced them together into one thing, added, like, a fever dream of a soundtrack, with just all sorts of weird, like, popular early 2000s music. Tied the stories together, added in their own jokes. Added a freaking intro with Angela Anaconda. And if you don't know who Angela Anaconda is, look her up. It was a strange cartoon that was on, like, Fox that is in no relation to Digimon whatsoever. And after doing all that, it sounds like an absolute butchering of a movie. But the movie's still fantastic. It is such a fun watch. It's, like, almost impossible how good that movie is with all of those factors considered. The Digimon movie's great. Yeah, Mustache Cash Dash knows. We actually sat down, I think it was either earlier this year or sometime last year. We sat down in a call and watched the original Source movies that they made that Digimon movie based off of. And those were pretty fun too. What's up, Ryan Wade? What shiny Pokemon have I got from Rumble Weekend that I can think of off the top of my head? Well, I don't have to think of them off the top of my head. I can show y'all my shiny collection from Rumble Weekend. We can start with last Rumble Weekend. I got a Shroomish last. I didn't even favorite some of these. Actually, these weren't even Rumble Weekend. These were like random off shinies. Got like this Combuskin, Swablu. Yeah, here are a ton of shinies right here. I have a bunch of shinies in this game. All these, if a Pokemon has a blue name, that means it's shiny. But yeah. Yeah, the Digimon movie is worth watching. There's a YouTube video. There's a YouTube upload of the Digimon movie that's been up since 2013. It was probably the original one that I watched that summer. And it's just remained up all this time. It's just called, like, Digimon Movie. And I'm shocked that there's been no copyright action taken against it. But it's all there. And it's in good quality. So, if you got an extra hour and 30 minutes, maybe after the stream, maybe right now, I don't mind you ditching me to watch the Digimon Movie if that's really what you want to do. It's on YouTube. Definitely not officially, but it's on YouTube. What are shiny odds in this game? They're suspected to be 1 in 8192. I still never got a good concrete, like, number whenever I was, like, modding this game, looking into the code and stuff. But 1 in 8192 is the consensus still. I should release every Pokemon I'll never use with some of my shinies. I usually do that whenever, like, my whole storage fills up in this game. Like, whenever I start getting the message saying you have too many Pokemon, that's whenever I just release them all and get a ton of, like, in-game money. Usually I'm just too lazy to, like, go back and release all the residual Pokemon I might pick up during a run when I get a shiny. I just kind of keep them there until the game complains about it. I'm part of the Digimon movie marketing campaign, yeah. Promoted post. This contains product placement. Telling y'all to go watch a pirated Digimon movie on YouTube. Yep, it was just uploaded by Groudon. Groudon himself. That Hoppip, I thought that was a shiny for it for a second. I've been working on I've finished 2 gauntlets recently, the gameplay for them. I did one off of only Magikarp and Platinum, and I did one before the first gym in Sword and Shield using Pickup with Zigzagoon. And I'm working on editing those. The second one is part of the Crown Tundra movie, though, which is going to be its own thing. What's my favorite Pokemon anime episode? There's so many good ones. I recently went back and rewatched, or just watched for the first time, the banned Safari Zone episode that never came to America. And I was like, I wonder why this episode got banned. And then, like, the Safari Warden draws a gun on Ash, like, 5 times within the first 5 minutes. And I was like, okay, that's why this got banned. But it was really, really funny. It's a good contender for one. Also, I had a VHS of a few episodes as a kid. And one of them was about, Hop 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 Town was the name of it or something. Those episodes have always stuck really fondly with me because I just remember rewatching that VHS so many times whenever Pokemon wasn't on TV because I could pull it up anytime. And then I'd watch that and all the commercials that were on there, like the guy driving the bus with the that crushes all of the Pokemon that get on the bus into his Game Boy, and it's a really screwed up ad, but that was just how ads were back then, and it was on the VHS too. But I couldn't skip those commercials. They were always fun to watch. There's so many effects when Shimiko uses a move. Oh, that sounds cool, D-Bucks. The Ultra Beasts are really cool hunts. I'd love to get one shiny through a Dynamax adventure, but at the same time, I still want to hunt all of them in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, because I'm so close to having all of them now. I've hunted most of them now. Yeah, same Waddy. Like, when I was a kid, I was like, wait, when did Ash get all these Tauros? I've watched every single episode at 3 o'clock every day on the Kids WB, and I never saw the Tauros episode. And I really thought that I was missing some lost episode of Pokemon or something, but it turns out I really was. It was banned. What's up, Man Potato? Shout out to Man Potato. There's your shout out. I gave you the shout out because Man Potato sounds fun to say. My favorite Pokemon movie is probably the third one. The one with Entei in it. I think that one has like the most compelling story. It's really interesting. I think it's called the Spell of the Unknown or something. Really cool movie. Oh, I did see the banned Passimian episode, actually, because as of Sun and Moon, late into Sun and Moon, I started watching that weekly as it released in Japan, and I've been doing the same with Journeys. I actually didn't even know it got banned in America until recently, but it makes total sense why they did. What's my favorite generation? I'm a 3rd gen fanboy, I'd say. The Hoenn games, the original Hoenn games, that is. Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. That'll always be my go-to comfort generation. Also, the entire concept of 3rd gen is just so cool to me. It was a weird reboot of everything, because the Pokemon couldn't transfer over from 1st and 2nd gen up to 3rd. So within the realm of 3rd gen, there are 386 available Pokemon, but they're all spread out across different games. So it feels like you're going on a real adventure to get some of them. Like, to get Lugia, if you don't have access to the special event for it, you had to play through the entire game, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, to get one. And it was so exciting to me to, like, have that kind of payoff from playing through that side game. And, I don't know, it just felt like a really cool and complete experience going through Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, Leaf Green, Colosseum, and XD to get that full dex. And it's just something that I haven't really felt from other generations as much, because everything's been a lot more readily available through transferring and stuff. But we didn't have the luxury of transferring back then. It was, you just had to catch them a certain way. That's one of the things I love so much about 3rd gen hunting too, because there are some Pokemon that you just have to hunt in kind of unfortunate circumstances, like the Giraffe Rig in the Safari Zone. You either gotta hatch it or go for it at its kind of medium encounter rate where it has a good chance of fleeing from you. How to get that Deoxys? I'll repeat it right now. If you're on a okay. One second. There we go. There's a new password, thanks to Professor Rex, who's been doing a lot of research into how the passwords in this game work. If you're on the 1.1 version of Weekend Edition mod, you can type in that password and get the Speedy Deoxys with Agility and Sky Attack. Jirachi Wishmaker is great too. I'd say like the golden age of Pokemon movies is from the first movie up to probably the Manaphy movie. All of those were like the golden age of it to me. 1st through 3rd gen movies. They're starting to get really good again though. Like Coco, or I think they're calling it like Spirit of the Forest or the Jungle or something in America. That one's gonna be really good looking from what I've seen. I don't know if I can recommend Colosseum and XD to everyone, actually. I personally love those games, always have, because they were a big part of my childhood. But I know a lot of people pick them up and they don't like how slow they feel. And that's totally valid, because like, you can't turn off battle animations. They're pretty tough. You don't have a lot of freedom over which Pokemon you get to use, since there's only a limited number possible in the game. And they're pretty difficult, too. So I can see why a lot of people might not enjoy it. So I can't recommend it to everyone, but I personally love those games. Thanks, Janactus. I appreciate that. Whatever gen you started with is usually your favorite. I actually started with, well, I started watching the anime in Gen 1. Started the games with Gen 2. But I think Gen 3 is the first one that I was, like, really invested in with the game from release date. Like, I got Pokemon Ruby, like, within the week of it being released. And I think that was where it, started to really feel special with me. Yeah, there's probably a pretty big delay, Boy. I wouldn't worry about it too much, though. That's just the way that YouTube is set up for it right now. I don't have it on low latency or anything. So it might take a little bit longer for me to get around to answering things, but I'm still reading the chat. You might be able to, it might catch up a little bit if you refresh the page, too, a little bit. Week was pretty alright, Garrett. Was feeling a little bit weird earlier this week, but I'm definitely feeling a lot better now. Been slowly editing the Magikarp Gauntlet. Been, doing some casual shiny hunting and Dynamax adventures and stuff. And I probably lost some, James. Mostly just from, like, riding my bike and stuff. Like, being at home, working from home's got me in a lot healthier of a routine than being in the office most of the day. I think one of the biggest luxuries has been I've been able to wear, like, shorts and stuff all day instead of long pants. So, like, often, like, when I'm taking a break from work, I just go on, like, a bike ride or a walk. Which is just so much healthier than whatever I was doing in the office. Am I winning? Yeah, I guess I'm winning right now. I'm not losing. But I haven't found any shinies yet, so, I don't know. I'm in an active state of working towards a win right now. I feel like I've lost. I feel like I've totally lost if I go through this whole stream without finding a single shiny. But I've won if I find at least one shiny. What's up, Jesus? How's it going, man? Are you rumbling this weekend? Appreciate that, Lori. Yeah, Dynamax Adventures feel like what I wanted Max Raids to be in the first place. They really do. I like that they don't have, like, the shields and stuff. Using rental Pokemon's really cool because instead of just it being the same Pokemon over and over again, like everyone brings in their Eternatus or their shiny Charizard, you get to use Pokemon that you would never use before, new moves and stuff. Like, I'm learning a lot more about some of these moves introduced in the Isle of Armor that I never really touched before. And it's really cool. And that's a shiny Medicham. That's our first of the weekend. That one looks awesome. Nice. Our first of Rumble Weekend 19 is a Techie Medicham. Very nice. Congrats on the Sinistea, James. That's awesome. What's this game about? It's about mashing buttons and knocking out Pokemon. That's about it. It's a very simple concept of a game. You're a toy Pokemon. You have a wind-up key. That's like the lore behind it. And you're just running around beating up other Pokemon, collecting them, and some of them can be shiny. And that's all there is to it for Rumble. So I spend an entire weekend, a few times a year, just going for shinies. Knock out this Rayquaza real quick, and we can check out this Medicham, and I'll add it to the layout. Oh, an interesting conversation right here from Ebe, Bucci Boy. What's my take on pancakes versus waffles? I feel like we've had this talk for sure. I'd say when it comes to lower class versions of them, like we're talking frozen. Frozen waffles 100% beat out frozen pancakes. But I feel like it's easier to make a really good pancake at home than it is to make a really good waffle. You have to go like really, really up there to get a waffle that beats out a regular pancake that's not frozen. I guess that's my take on it. But anyway, look at that normal Rayquaza over there. What a chump compared to this shiny Medicham. Alright, so I'm going to, like, increment the counter real quick. Add this to the layout. I don't actually have the folder of all my images up. Look at that. The Rayquaza just looks like a goofy-looking snake. Alright, 1 second. I gotta find this picture real fast. How do I record this game? I have an Elgato capture card that's hooked up to my Wii U. I play this on my Wii U. I've got it installed on there with Homebrew. I just use the same capture card that I use for Sword and Shield and stuff. So let's see. Generation 4. Gonna find Medicham. Where is Medicham? 1 second. Sorry, y'all. This is arranged in Pokédex order, and I don't have its Pokédex number memorized. There it is. Chilling out. Maxing, relaxing, all cool. There was like a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air Instagram filter earlier this week, and it was really fun messing with that. What's up, Sorlo? I see you saying hi. You don't have to type it like 100 times, though. Please refrain from spamming that. Welcome, though. Oh, shoot. Where's my Deoxys? There it is. Gotta favorite that thing. Yeah, Medicham looks weird. And that wasn't my doing either. Like, I imported it, but this is actually how... That's actually how shiny Medicham just looks. If you load up Pokemon Ranch, that's how it looks in there. There were some kind of strange color choices when they were doing the shiny textures for these models. What's up, Tracy T? Yeah, the rentals are so cool. Like, I don't know. It makes me see Pokemon in new light. Like, the move Pollen Puff has never felt so useful before. That thing, like, the Ribombee is a total beast. That Ribombee is, like, one of the teammates that I always want the most. The Clefairy's also really good with, like, Friend Guard and Life Dew. Thanks, Becca. I appreciate that. Yo, grats, Debucks. That's awesome. Other than the shiny Necrozma. That's one of the ones that I want most from the Max Adventures. What's up, Riley? How's it going? Just rumbling right now. And if you look at the bottom of the screen, we have already found one shiny tonight. We found a Medicham just a couple minutes ago. So we've already met our stream quota. So now we're just kind of doing extra credit at this point. Probably going to go for at least another hour or two. Do I have a target right now, or am I just chilling and running? I am just chilling and running. That's typically what I do during these streams. I just kind of hop around from area to area and see what happens. And during Rumble Weekend, I never really have a particular target either. Sometimes I'll stay in a particular area for a long time, but because so many Pokemon spawn in at once in these games, it's really hard to have control over what Pokemon you see. So instead of, like, thinking about a Pokemon that I have set in mind as a specific target, I just kind of let the universe decide for me what the shiny is that I'm going to get. I do have the DLC. It's pretty good. Crown Tundra, I think, was like one of my favorite Pokemon experiences in years. Not bad though, Kiyoshi. Octillery's cool. Finding something at all is nice. Thanks, Taco Talon. I appreciate that. And welcome. I'm glad to see so many of y'all who I also recognize from Twitch over here. I know it's a little bit of a different landscape here, but this is just the traditional spot for live streaming Rumble Weekend kickoffs. What's up, Jackson Watts? Shiny bosses do sparkle, actually. So if you find a shiny boss, it'll sparkle. And be a different color. That's awesome, Riley. I had no luck with my first Meltan box from this event, but I accidentally stopped 30 minutes in. I didn't realize it was a full hour long. But I already do have a few shiny Meltan. Did I ever play Pokemon Shuffle? Yeah, I played a lot of that game, actually. I really liked when they did the Safari Zone events where you could just find a bunch of random Pokemon at once. Me and my friend Jake, aka Zapdos Pants Off, we would play that game all the time, and we just talk about Shuffle and the new events. My sister also played a good bit of Shuffle. I think she played more of it than me, actually. She's also, like, got a crazy pocket camp in Animal Crossing, and that's a game that I check, like, maybe a couple times a year, but she's got some crazy dedicated time to that game. It's nuts. Look at little Shuckle. Glad to hear you like to watch those gauntlets. I've got more of those on the way soon. They're just going to take a while. But I've got the gameplay done. It's just mostly a matter of editing. How did I get the Medicham to drop guaranteed? Shiny Pokemon in this game by default are guaranteed drops. Any Pokemon with Sparkle surrounding it in the Rumble series is a guaranteed drop when you defeat it. And all Shinies have Sparkle, so all Shinies are guaranteed. And dude, Zapdos Pants Off. Speaking of you, there you are right now. Yeah, Shuffle's great. I haven't played it in a really long time, but I think I have like 99 hearts in there right now. Floralin, congrats on the Giratina. That's awesome. What game are you hunting it in? It's about to be a shiny. Put your life on it. Oof. I better find one soon then. I better find one soon then. So you can live. G-Max Hair Strike? Yeah. I'm currently growing out my hair to become a Grimmsnarl. That's my ultimate life goal. Trying to learn the move False Surrender. Quick sip of water. Oh, it's crazy ass cars. You gotta keep going. When you hit 30,000 on a hunt, that just means you really gotta keep going. At least as long as you're hunting it in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Because I don't want to burst your bubble, but if you're hunting Poipole and Sword and Shield, the Poipole and Sword and Shield is shiny locked. But if you're hunting it in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, gotta keep going. You've already gotten that far. Hitting 30,000 is insane. You gotta just keep going. See if you can get that shiny eventually. See how high you can bring that number of encounters and that number of resets. See what you can set your high score for your longest hunt to be. I guess by extension, Grimmsnarl's kind of like Bayonetta. Oh yeah, there's the Magmar Community Day in Go this weekend. I don't know how much of that I'll be doing. Was originally planning on actually going out and meeting up with a friend and walking around a little bit. But I forgot it was Rumble weekend, and I was also feeling a little bit weird earlier this week. So I might end up just staying home and rumbling. And what's up, Fluffy, Harry? Yeah, I normally do most of my streaming on Twitch, but for Rumble weekend kickoffs, the tradition that I've been doing for... This is the 19th one now, 19 Rumble weekends now, is that I do the kickoff stream here on YouTube. So, it's just where I stream it. How do I play this? I'm playing it right now on my Wii U. This was Pokemon Rumble is a Wii game that was released over the Wii Shop channel exclusively as a downloadable game. but it's no longer available now. So you'll have to look up ways to homebrew your Wii if you want to play it nowadays. Because unfortunately, this game is no longer available through official means. Gotta knock out every Blissey I see because those things are like so... The shiny is just so subtle on Blissey. You want to do a level 100 gauntlet, but you don't know how? It's pretty simple. You just get a Pokemon at a pretty low level, maybe level 1, and train it up to level 100 in whatever way you want. A level 100 gauntlet, you can even just, like, mess around doing whatever you want, like trying out maybe just Elite Four battles over and over again. Just have fun with it. That's all that matters. I am going to do more gauntlets. Don't worry, Anna. I am working on... I did the gameplay for 2 of them already, and I just have to edit them. There's a Magikarp gauntlet that I did earlier this summer that I've been spending the majority of this week editing, and I still have a little bit of a ways to go before I can post that. And I did another one while working on the Crown Tundra movie, so there are plenty more level 100 videos on the way. Don't worry about that. But for now, I'm just rumbling. And unfortunately, this is the only Rumble game that has shinies in it. There are some shinies that you can get through like special codes in Rumble U for the Wii U, but this is the only game with random shinies that are possible. Doing all right, Robert. I hope y'all are doing good too. I really butchered my words there. Hope y'all are doing all right. Sparkling Spheal. Not shiny. And yeah, Endless Overtime. This is the traditional spot for streaming the Rumble weekend kickoff streams. Good old YouTube. My more regular streams are going to always be on Twitch, though. I don't want to clutter up the channel too much with streams. Oh, you got it on Platinum. That's awesome. Yeah, batch quests are fun, bro. Boy, I highly recommend it. Mostly because it's just fun playing through a Pokemon game with a shiny team. It's really awesome. And Jake, you're on 2 devices. That's powerful, man. You got some power. I found 1 shiny so far. I met a Cham. Maybe a couple minutes ago. Seaflow Milton with the $5. Thanks so much. Do I have a favorite ugly green shiny? My favorite ugly green shiny is one that I hear a lot of people call ugly green, but I don't think it's ugly green at all. Espeon. I think shiny Espeon's awesome, but a lot of people think it's ugly. I also really like Ursaring. Like, I'm a stark defender of green shinies. I just am. Like, I think they look awesome. Like, Stantler, Espeon, Ursaring. Stunning shinies that I really want to have all of them someday. Congrats on the Machamp Shadow guy. That's a cool one. If you get it Gutsy, too, that's an awesome thing to have. Because, like, you can just knock out Pokemon and recruit them left and right with a Gutsy Machamp with Cross Chop. That's how you farm recruits in this game. Because, like, I think the Pokemon with higher critical hit rates make Pokemon topple over a lot more frequently. Oh, good luck on the Ultra Beast. Congrats on the Nihilego on it. That's awesome. Yeah, this is on the Wii, Yellow Toad. This is a modded version of it. But yeah, this is the original Rumble for the Wii. I'm playing it on my Wii U right now. But, it's in Wii mode. That's a very specific YouTube account. Matt's Absol? Why does that exist? Unless you're just another Matt who enjoys Pokemon Absol. Yeah, my favorite shiny is Absol. It's a really boring answer, since it's like the name of my channel and stuff, but that's just the way that it is. And I couldn't even begin to tell you what my second favorite shiny is after that. Something that I, like, repeat, like, almost every single time I live stream is that I'm just terrible at picking favorites most of the time. So, like, when people ask for multiple favorites, like, what are your favorite starters in order, it would take me hours to come up with a good answer to that, because I always want to try and be thorough whenever I'm picking favorites for something. I don't want to jump to a conclusion and just say something is my favorite without having just a ton of evidence to back it up. Because if I start to think of that evidence, my mind could easily change. So, when it comes to stuff like that, I have to, like, sit down and think about it for a long time. Have a good sit and think. What's up, Ointment for Disappointment? That's a very fun name to say. Just past a red minin'? Oh, darn. Jackson Watts with the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Do I like shiny Garchomp? In some generations, I think it looks alright. In other generations, I think, like, the concept of shiny Garchomp itself, though, I'm not a huge fan of it. Because I think Gibble and Gabite look so good. I just wish they kept up that same energy for Garchomp with that darker blue and stuff, but instead it's a shiny that barely changes. I don't think it being a shiny that barely changes is necessarily a terrible thing, though, because I think it's a good thing to have around in Pokemon games, because not every shiny has to be a drastic change. Sometimes it's just as exciting to see a Pokemon come across the screen, notice that it looks maybe just a tad different, and then getting shocked when you see it sparkle. When the sparkles itself are what shock you instead of the actual color of the Pokemon, that's a special feeling that I think deserves to also be in. So, like, I'll actually defend some shinies like Seal and Dugong that are really, really subtle, because it's a different kind of surprise that I just really like. Do I look like a gamer girl from 2011? I'm not holding up my controller enough. Like, there were those stereotypical, like, gamer girl MySpace Facebook pictures. Like, not actual gamer girl, but, like, gamer girl in quotation marks. Is that the movement you're referring to? Where, like, people would intentionally just set up just really goofy pictures to, like, tick off people who are, like, gamers who would just be like, she's not even holding the controller right, it's not even plugged in. Is that what you're talking about, or are you just talking gamer girl in general? With my really long hair. You just failed a shiny Absol? Oh no, how'd you fail it? Was it a Paris song? Sorry to hear that, Rat Smacker. Yeah, it's always a tough decision. Like, you get that little void after finishing a hunt. Like, you plan out your entire, like, week around, like, alright, maybe after, before I go to bed, I'll do this hunt again. And if you finish the hunt and you don't have anything else planned, you're like, now what do I do? It's a weird but nice feeling. Just being free from a hunt like that. One that you spent so long on. Congrats on the Bagon, Shiny Sorlo. Again, please don't type the same message over and over again and resend it, because it kind of clogs up the chat. Again, I have nothing against you. It's just make sure you're not typing the same thing over and over again and resending it. Getting a shiny Regirock would be awesome. Like, any boss is like a dream shiny in this game for me. Scizor would be sick. Sick Zor. Unfortunately, we don't have the bot to do the shiny roll in here, Caden. That's a Twitch exclusive. We're watching the Animaniacs reboot right now. Oh yeah, that's a thing. Did that just come out tonight? Appreciate that, Ethan. The shiny odds in Rumble are speculated to be 1 in 81.92, but we're not sure. Here's a question. Why do I like Pokemon at all? It's a very good question. I don't know. I like Pokemon. One day, my mom was like reading the newspaper. There's this show called Pokemon on TV. She was just like, hey, Matt, there's this new show called Pokemon. And it was coming on that day on Kids WB. I watched an episode. Ash was fighting Lieutenant Surge's Raichu with Pikachu. That was the first episode I ever watched as it was airing on some Saturday morning. I watched it and I was like, I want to see more. That was awesome. I have no idea what's going on, but that was great. I was like 4 years old, but I was into it from that moment. And I watched it every single week, almost every weekday. And then I found out that it was a video game. I had no idea it was a video game, but I had been just imagining wanting to play a Pokemon game on the Super Nintendo because that was the only console that I had back then. And some kid on the playground in first grade was playing Pokemon Gold on a Game Boy, and I was like, wait, there's a Pokemon video game? And from the moment that I learned that, it was all over from there. I was like contractually signed to the Pokemon universe as a fan for life. Yeah, she was the root of it all, my mom. Reading that newspaper one day, talking about Pokemon. I don't know if I would have ever discovered it in the same way if it weren't for that day. Hunting in Let's Go kind of reminds me of Rumble. I don't mind the shiny odds being that low in that game, because, like, I don't know, it feels like a different, new kind of fun way to experience shiny hunting in a different way. It's kind of like a different way to do Rumble. To be honest, Taco Talon, the Unova anime is the season that I've seen the least of. I really fell off hard from the Pokemon anime at the beginning of 4th gen. I just kind of stopped watching it, because I was like, oh, it's the same thing every week. They beat Team Rocket, they never even recognized Team Rocket in disguises. It's the rinse and repeat of the same thing over and over again. That's the way I saw it back then. And, I didn't get back into it until Sun and Moon. And I've been catching up ever since then. I watched almost all of X and Y now. Been rewatching a lot of Sinnoh, because I did still see a good bit of Sinnoh. And once I finish Sinnoh, I'm going to start Unova. So I don't really have much of an opinion on it yet, because I just don't know much about it. Except I know that the first opening in English, like, it's not always black and white song. That song, I have nostalgia for it, even though it wasn't really like a part of like me growing up with Pokemon. It's just a good song. It's a jam. How does a badge quest work? So a badge quest is pretty simple. For every badge, you find a shiny. And that's about it. Before every badge, you need to find a shiny Pokemon before you can progress and get that next gym badge. That's a badge quest. It's my favorite Pokemon movie. The third one with Entei, The Spell of the Unknown. I think I might have said that earlier. But yeah, that's my favorite Pokemon movie, I think. It's got like the most interesting story, for sure. But I really like most of the 3rd gen ones too, like Destiny Deoxys, Jirachi Wishmaker, the Manaphy movie. Best anime intro song. When it comes to the Japanese Pokemon anime, I'm a really, really big fan of 2 of them. The first one for the Hoenn series, and it's called like Advanced Adventure. It's like the song that they also played a lot instrumentally in the Hoenn anime in the American version. It's like with trumpets. Excuse me for butchering the singing of this, but it's like and it's like over and over again, but it's a really good song. That was like a whole anime intro over in Japan, and the first time I heard that, I got like goosebumps because I didn't know that it was like based off of that opening. It was so cool. And then like the last Sun and Moon opening is really, really good. That one's also awesome. And when it comes to the American Pokemon anime openings, can't beat the original. The first black and white one might be my favorite, even though I haven't seen any black and white. Later, Taco Talon. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. The Combuskin are really, really hard to notice here. I found a couple last Rumble weekend and I was shocked. Because I did not notice them. I just knocked them out and noticed they were shiny. Yeah, the first Johto one's classic too. Johto was the time when like the school bus started to be a little bit later at arriving home from school, so I'd miss most of the Pokemon episode. Made me really sad because like it used to be timed perfectly that the second I stepped off the school bus in kindergarten and first grade, I'd run through the front door. The TV would be on Kids WB in the living room, and I'd be able to catch the Pokemon episode right there, like, instantly. And after I got my first Game Boy, I'd boot up Pokemon Gold or Crystal, and, like, have an after-school Pokemon cleansing, just, like, removing all the thoughts of school from my brain until homework came later. It was perfect. Yeah, the Sinnoh anime had some good openings in America, too. Galactic battles and stuff. Classic, too. Nerf Boy, if you don't have the expansion pass but still want the legendaries, you can still get them through, like, trading and stuff. Like, I bet if you surprise traded long enough, you could maybe find one. But, I don't think you can catch them without the expansion pass, other than the legendaries that are already in, like Zashi and Zamazenta and Eternatus. If you're starting a badge quest in Sword and Shield, that's a tough one. There's a lot of cool stuff you can hunt before that first badge. I want to go for a Nickit whenever I start my badge quest. Crown Tundra movie's probably coming in like late December, early January. Because there's some other videos I got to finish first. And it's going to take me a while to edit all of it because I've got like over 100 gigabytes of footage. But it's on the way. What platform is this game on? Pokemon Rumble, this is the original Wii version of the game, but with like a little bit of modding done to it. I'm playing it on my Wii U right now in Wii mode, but yeah, it was just a Wii game. Released over the Wii Shop channel. Never had a physical release. It was a digital-only game, and the Wii Shop channel's down forever. The patch isn't working for you? Weird. Might have to do a little bit of extra troubleshooting there. What would I say is my favorite episode of the Kanto anime? There's like probably a good few episodes that are grouped together that was on that one VHS that I had, that I have fonder memories of than most. And it's like Erica's Gym, Hop 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 Town, the stuff around there. Because I would just pop that into the VCR anytime I was feeling down and wanted some Pokemon back in the day. It was perfect. What all is modded? So McNugs, to give you an idea of it, in the original version of Pokemon Rumble, only the 1st and 4th gen Pokemon were in the game. And if you notice right now, I'm running through a level with 2nd and 3rd gen Pokemon only. So the mod added in the 2nd and 3rd gen Pokemon. Yeah, sure, you can call me Umbrella. A lot of people already do that. Robert Palmerini? Is that it? Or is it different? Is it like a an interesting pronunciation? Palmerini? But yeah, I seriously have 100 gigabytes of footage for the Crown Tundra movie. Not even joking. Not all of it's gameplay footage. A lot of it's also camera footage. Some of that was recorded in really high resolution, so a lot of it's just like a bunch of space taken up by like footage that's much larger than it needs to be. But I have a lot of footage for that thing, for sure. Yeah, Robert Pepperoni, that's the real pronunciation. I was correct. Let's go. I thought it was a trick question. I was like scared. I had to sound it out in my head a few times to make sure it wasn't one of those names that people give in like Twitch chats or whatever to make people say bad things on stream. What first got me into shiny hunting? So, my first attempt at a shiny hunt was actually all the way back in 2005. When I went on Cerebi.net for the first time and saw shiny Absol. I tried to breed for it in Pokemon Ruby, and I did a few boxes and kind of gave up. And then years later, after just browsing Cerebi forums and stuff for years, I went on YouTube, and I found, I was looking into PokeRadar stuff, and I watched this guy named Z333 who did a bunch of PokeRadar chaining videos, and that was really cool. I enjoyed watching all those shinies. And then I found this other channel, a Benzio499, who is now known as the legendary Ponyta reaction kid. But I was watching a Benzio stuff back in like 2008, 2009, even before like people were finding live shinies and stuff. And I was like, this guy's absolutely crazy. He's like sinking hours and hours into thousands of encounters. I couldn't see myself ever doing this. And then eventually I met more and more people who shiny hunted, and then I started doing it. And in 2013, I started soft resetting and stuff, and ever since then, I've just been shiny hunting. And I have no sign of ever wanting to stop. Really fun, passive hobby that's really therapeutic to me. Yes, a Benzio is iconic. It's just it's unfortunate that he removed all of his videos and deleted his channel. There's so much history totally lost. Like, before Rumble Weekend existed, in 2014, I was working at an internship at this one company. And I had a good bit of downtime during that internship during the day sometimes. And I was just looking up shiny videos on YouTube. And I came across these weird Pokemon Rumble shinies. And I was like, what even is Pokemon Rumble? And I started looking into them, and Benzio had a crazy video of him finding 2 shinies on one floor. A Mothim and a Grottle, I think were the 2 of them. And it was crazy seeing that, and I was like, whoa, there are shinies in another game like this? And I looked into it some more and watched more Rumble videos. And later that night, I got home from the job. I went on my Wii U, and I downloaded Pokemon Rumble, and I found a shiny Caterpie within a couple hours out of beginner's luck. And I was hooked on it ever since. But anyway, I think what I was getting back around to was that iconic video of a Benzio finding 2 shinies on one floor. There were no other 2 shinies on one floor videos on YouTube for years after he deleted that. And I was just waiting for years for it to happen to someone again. I did shake the Dynamax tree. That was awesome. Can I pause real quick? You gotta go to the restroom. You can like press the pause button on the stream and keep going, and pretend that it's live. That might work. Do you remember Uton? I don't remember that name off the top of my head. I might have seen some of the videos though, because I did go on a deep dive of watching a ton of shiny videos. What was the first shiny I found tonight? It was, I found a Medicham earlier. If you notice at the bottom of the layout, in the bottom left corner, I have that Medicham there. I'm going to update the layout with every shiny I find as I find it. It was Staravia and Grottle? No, I don't think it was Staravia, because Staravia doesn't appear in the same level as Grottle. Staravia appears in Windy Prairie, and Grottle appears in Silent Forest. And the video was definitely in Silent Forest. Grottle was one of them for sure, though. It might have been a Yan Mega. Could have been Yan Mega and Grottle. It just, I think it was some bug type in Grottle, for sure. Oh, the Parish song got to us. Getting through this level. Did you just see a Sparkle? There's a good chance you might have seen a sparkling Pokemon that's normal and not shiny. Because that can happen. That just means it's a guaranteed recruit if you knock it out. But not every sparkling Pokemon is actually a shiny. Only the Pokemon that are a different color and sparkling are shinies. If I see any regular sparkling Pokemon, I'll point them out on this run. Am I into the trading card game? I've played it a little bit super casually with friends. Like, we don't really stick with any formats. We just kind of, like, build decks out of the cards that we have and play them against each other at game nights, and it was pretty fun. But, I've never been super invested in actually, like, playing the TCG. I've always been more of a collector. And if you notice that Whiscash right there, the one that I'm standing right in front of, is faintly sparkling. Sparkling Pokemon, which means it's a guaranteed recruit. But it's not a shiny. It's no different from the other Ninjask right next to it. So if we knock it out, it's not shiny, but it's sparkling. I didn't add any attacks into this game when modding it, but the game had a bunch of unused attacks in it, like Present and a bunch of the legendary signature moves, like Latios with Mist Ball and stuff. It's cool that those were already in the game. Rico, the $5 super chat. Really appreciate the support. Thanks so much. What's my favorite anime? Yours is Naruto and One Piece. One Piece is a good pick. I'm a big fan of One Piece. I've been reading it, like, I caught up with it all a couple years ago, and I've been going back and watching my favorite moments, and I've been caught up with it ever since. I love One Piece. But my favorite, it might be Hunter x Hunter. It might be Cowboy Bebop. It's between a lot of things, but those are up there. Ping Pong, the animation's also up there. Gurren Lagann. All sorts of good stuff. Love the shiny Rune Regis. Yeah, that's a cool shiny. Even though I added them into the game, I still don't remember what shiny Plusle looks like in comparison to the normal one in this game. I don't know how subtle it's going to be. So I gotta knock out a lot of Plusle just to make sure. Yeah, Hisoka's a cool character. I can only hope that we actually see, like, the story to that end one day, though. Feels like it's on eternal hiatus. Picked up a random Suicune. That's sick. What keeps me motivated while shiny hunting? Because sometimes it can wear you out. Yeah, one of my main things is, like, never, like, putting the pressure on myself to hunt. Like, sometimes I like to take it in little short sessions. Like, every day at work, I work from home still right now as a programmer. We have this, like, status call every morning. And one of my favorite things just to do during that status call while listening in is boot up my games and do a short little maybe 30-minute hunting session almost every day. And I've actually found shinies during those short little hunting sessions. And, yeah. I never really get burnt out on shiny hunting. It's really easy for it to potentially wear your patience thin if you're constantly thinking about it all the time while you do it. But it's really about getting a distraction, like a good distraction. Thinking of it as more of like a passive activity instead of the main thing you're doing at that moment. Like, find a stream to watch, find some music to listen to, a good show, some YouTube videos. There's so many things you can do while shiny hunting. I've like done homework while shiny hunting. Like, I remember when I was in a sociology class, I would read from the textbook for class while also soft resetting, and that's when I got my shiny Zekrom and Alpha Sapphire. It's all about the multitask. That's how I stay motivated and never really fall into any slumps. I do remember when Dallas got that shiny Charizard in Rumble. He's found so many of them now, and it was like almost a staple of him finding one, and it's always crazy every time. The reactions during the meeting must be legendary. Yeah, watch my Wobbuffet video if you want to see a work meeting shiny. I have my line on mute the vast majority of the time that I'm in those meetings, but just in case I'm not on mute, like, I'm always paranoid that I might not be on mute. I kind of have a quiet reaction. So my shiny Wobbuffet from the Safari Zone from a couple months ago is a good video to watch if you want to see what that's like. Hey boss, I'll BRB. I found a shiny. I wonder if I would actually say something like that. I'll have to be put in the moment where I'll have to encounter that someday. But yeah, I can relate to finding shinies in class, too. In college, my freshman year, I brought Pokemon X with me to class almost every day in some classes. Like, I hatched 2 out of 3 of the starters shiny in classes. Like, I found Froakie in my Calculus 2 class, and I found my Fennekin in college biology. And both times, I had a very, very muffled whispering, "Oh my gosh," under my breath. I remember, like, trying to and suppress my reaction while in class to finding a shiny. It's tough. Enjoy the movie, Shiny Hunter. I think I've done the most hunting in 3rd gen at this point. That's the one I keep going back to. That's the one I have the most time investment in, at least. Yo, Rachel, congrats on the Articuno. That's awesome. That's incredible, actually. That's a boss exclusive. That's amazing. Yeah, my Froakie is a math nerd. Calculus 2. Come on, Froakie. Dork. I want to say I also hatched a shiny Azurill in, like, a computer architecture class. Yeah, like, I always thought it was weird too, Boy, how, like, Minun's got a good shiny. It's, like, green and stuff, but Plusle's is just a darker red. Gotta wonder what the thought process was for that. I've never hunted in New Mauville before, but I've done some hunts in the power plant in Kanto, and I got a Pikachu from there. I might hit up New Mauville someday. Heck yeah, Jack. Rumble Weekend's awesome. Glad to have you here. That's awesome, Owen. It's so crazy how you can catch legendaries super early on if you have the DLC and have them be obedient. It's nuts. I appreciate that, Warren Orpheus. I don't know, though. I have never seen the Boss Baby before, and I think he could give me a total run for my money. Hey, Amaya. Did I pronounce your name right? Oh, that's cool, Cam. Finding a shiny Wurmple on a camping trip. It's the most memorable shinies to me. Some of them aren't the shinies that I found on camera for videos or anything. Some of them are the random shinies that I've just found in weird places. Like that. Like the ones I found in class and stuff. I never streamed my level 100 gauntlets on YouTube, but I have streamed parts of them on Twitch before at twitch.tv/absoltastic. The only streams I ever do here on YouTube these days are these, where I'm doing Rumble Weekend kickoffs. I know, I've never done the Q Charm glitch. I don't really have any intention on doing so either, unless I just somehow accidentally end up with the special file for it. But I'm not personally too interested in getting shinies that way. Do I like Star Wars? Yeah, a decent bit. I've seen all the movies for sure. I'm not a diehard Star Wars fan. I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily a Star Wars expert, but I'm a Star Wars appreciator, that's for sure. I did Viperior. I did finish the game with that level 100 Obstagoon. We'll all be part of that movie eventually. Thanks, Daniel. I appreciate that, man. I don't think I have plans to make a Discord server for now for the channel, because, like, I don't think I'd be super active in it, and it would feel weird to make something that's like an extension of myself that I'm not super active in. So, I'm choosing not to have, like, an official Discord server for now. But there is a Pokemon Rumble Discord server. For people who are just, in general, interested in the game, speedrunning it, shiny hunting it. And there's information for that out there. I don't have a link handy right now, though. Might post it later on Twitter or something. What shiny did you miss? It's down in the corner over there. I found a Medicham earlier today on stream. That's all you missed so far, though. Nothing since then. How do I feel about both Sword and Shield's DLCs? Isle of Armor was fun, but Crown Tundra blew it out the water. Crown Tundra was like one of the most fun Pokemon experiences I've had in a while. It felt like the best Pokemon post-game that I've played since Black 2 and White 2. I love the Crown Tundra. What in the world are the spawn rates of the Dunsparce? They're probably pretty rare here. What's up, Quirky? Yeah, I've messed around with trying to befriend some of the rare yokai Bribe Boy games. Some of those are tough to get. Definitely spent a few hours trying to get some of them. Yeah, Kecleon's easy to miss, for sure. Man, when I was a kid, I was so disappointed to learn that the shiny Kecleon wasn't the one from Mystery Dungeon, where it was purple. I don't know when my next Twitch stream is going to be, if I do one again soon. Mostly because I'm in editing mode right now. I'm trying to edit these Gauntlet videos that I've had finished for a while. Trying to not to have too much extra gameplay footage to edit outside of like doing this event like Rumble Weekend. Because I just got so much to go through right now that I'm not like really looking to stream too much right now. But whenever I have something new to do, I'll be streaming some more on Twitch. Might even just do some casual shiny hunting every now and then, like the Coliseum Bayleaf hunt. Can't believe it either, Marty. 100K felt like such a faraway goal to me for such a long time. Something I never thought I would actually reach. And then it just happened. One morning I woke up and I watched it roll over. And I was in disbelief. Still am. Still doesn't feel real to me yet. I never did play Blasters. I haven't played any of the Yokai Watch spin-off games. I'm still a little bit sad we didn't get any of the Switch remakes of Yokai Watch. They look pretty fun. Appreciate that, Matthew. Yeah, quality above quantity is my main goal at the end of the day. Like, sometimes a video is just going to take me a couple months to edit because I want to make sure I edit it right. I don't want to rush things. Sometimes I want to take that extra time to just, like, think of that one extra witty, dumb joke to add in somewhere in there. That makes it all worth it to me in the end. Is there going to be a 100K special? I don't really have anything planned for that right now. But I'd say that the stuff that I'm working on right now might be cool enough to be considered that. Thanks, Amaya. I appreciate that. Yeah, there was something different about that era of gaming. I feel like it's something that's just like almost impossible to replicate at all anymore these days, with how thirsty for knowledge everyone is online. Like, everyone's trying to make those discoveries and share those discoveries with the world about games. Like, if someone discovers like a new technique or something, you're gonna see videos about it. You're gonna see people post like. You're going to see like 12 YouTubers post a video about the exact same thing in the exact same day with 12 different tutorials and be like, hey, are you playing this game? Have you noticed this yet? If not, here, there's this interesting new secret. And I just wonder how long these things would take to be discovered if they weren't having the information spread like wildfire like that. And we have more data miners than ever, too, who look into the game's code and see every possible encounter and stuff. To the point where, like, mysteries and weird puzzles like that aren't as much of a thing anymore. Like, in video games like that back in the day, there weren't often concrete answers when you look things up online. Instead, you had to look up, like, different other pieces to the puzzle instead of just directly looking up, how do I get to this in this game, you know? That makes sense? When do Rumble weekends happen? It's pretty random. Like, usually around 4 times a year. But there's really no set date for it. It's something where I kind of just put up a Twitter poll a few weeks in advance and pick the date that's most convenient for the most people. Then we just kind of roll with it. But this thing's been going on since 2015, this event. And this is the 19th one since then. So it's a few times a year. I'd love to get a shiny Absol in Rumble. That's one of the ones I'm hoping for most this weekend. Like, I don't really have any actual targets, but Absol is definitely one that I really want. My favorite shiny is Absol, and my first shiny was Lickitung in Crystal. At least the first one that I caught. I found a shiny Butterfree and failed it when I was little in Gold. Take a sip of water real quick. What are the shiny odds in Rumble? They're presumed to be 1 in 8192. That's what I'm guessing it is. Don't really know the exact number, though. And yeah, like, no, like, whenever we were coming up with the idea for, like, this extra terminal with new Pokemon, we were joking around calling it the GX terminal. And that's just what we kind of went with, and I took the GX logo from Pokemon cards and put it on the floor there. It's the same logo. Definitely intentional. That's awesome, Tracy. Rainbow Rares is so cool. I haven't pulled one in a very long time, though. Yeah, you see a bunch of Pokemon at a time. It's fairly quick. Like, every Rumble weekend, I find somewhere around 20 shinies. It's a pretty safe estimate. Just within the span of a weekend. What's up, Pokeboy? I remember ya. No one's won or lost the shiny roll on Twitch yet. So for those not aware, on my Twitch channel, I have this command called shiny roll that picks a random number from 1 to 8192. And if you get the number 8192, you get permanent VIP status in the channel. And if you get the number 4096, you get permanently banned. But not actually permanently banned. You get, like, unbanned after a day. But it hasn't happened to anyone yet. You get one roll a day in there. And people have been rolling like crazy. And they've come very close, but no one's won or lost yet. So no one's won the shiny roll yet. It's a fun time, though. Oh, we're getting destroyed by those Loudred. Some of y'all rolling the shiny roll right now. Unfortunately, I don't have a bot in here. And there's an Arceus. Hello. Mythical Pokemon like Arceus have like a very rare chance of appearing in these GX levels. What do I do with the shinies? In this game, honestly, I just kind of keep them in my digital trophy case. Because, like, I don't really have any shinies that are worth running with. Because, like, I have these really fast Pokemon, right? That have the speedy trait and agility. And none of my shinies really line up with that. I have a couple speedy shinies, but not all of them know agility. And the one that does is a Venomoth, and it's pretty naturally slow compared to other Pokemon in terms of speed stats. So they kind of just sit here pretty in my collection for me to stare at. And you can also look at them nicely on the collection screen here. Like, look at all those stars. And that's what all the shinies do in Rumble. Yo, look how subtle Sunkern is, by the way. It's flashing back and forth between the normal and shiny. It's so hard to notice. Doing a battle channel points reward would be really cool, but, like, I feel like a lot of the time it would mess up the flow of whatever I'm doing. Maybe make it really expensive for the battle, I guess. One day when I get more into battling, though, I might seriously consider doing that. I've been thinking about actually building a team in Sword and Shield. So is Deoxys like a boss, or how do you get it? It's part of the new discovery from Professor Tops. He put a ton of work into figuring out the password system and added in a new password. If you type in tomorrow's date, November 21st, 2020, or 11/21/2020, on the latest update of the mod, you'll be able to get a speedy Deoxys with Sky Attack and Agility. Is there a way to guarantee or increase catch chance? In this game, a Pokemon with Gutsy and high critical hit moves like Gutsy Machamp with Cross Chop is golden for getting more Pokemon to topple. But with shinies, they're guaranteed anyway. Yeah, Rumble has a built-in shiny dex. It's pretty cool. Meat Lover's Pizza, that sounds good. I did mess around with, like, 2D Pokemon ROM stuff back in, like, 2009 for a little bit. Like, I rearranged Little Root Town. I added a cave under the Pokemon Center in Old Dale and Pokemon Ruby. I did some kind of cool-looking stuff, but I never really fleshed it out into anything. But to be 100% honest, This is going to sound really weird, I know, but I'm really not that into most Pokemon ROM hacks in general. It's not something that I get that same level of motivation to play as I do with most of the main series stuff. There are some amazing inventive ones out there, but I just can't get into it most of the time. A lot of the time because, like, I normally would have to play some of them on my computer. And I don't like playing Pokemon on the computer as opposed to, like, actually just playing it on real hardware. I just kind of like playing something that feels a little bit more genuine. I know this sounds really weird since I'm playing, like, literally a modded version of Pokemon Rumble right now. But I've just never been super into ROM hacks as much. But that's just me. Most of the time. Being weird. What's up, Gummy Swag? Are you doing Rumble this weekend, too? I did not get Age of Calamity yet. It looks kind of cool, though. I enjoyed the first Hyrule Warriors, and I think it's neat that they, like, had it be a prequel to Breath of the Wild. I did see that some streamers were getting banned for it yesterday, which was really sad, because, like, it was technically already out in Australia and parts of Europe, and those people were streaming it, and they got banned for breaking street date, even though they were playing, like, totally legally purchased copies of the game. Yeah, all the boss Pokemon can be shiny. Anything can be shiny in this game. It's pretty cool. It would be cool if you could transfer into main series somehow. It would almost maybe work. Because, like, the Pokemon are actually built to have a real level and stuff that translates to these numbers in the thousands. But, yeah, it's a kind of weird concept. I really like the idea of what they did with a bunch of the side games in the 4th gen, though, where they had event Pokemon that could transfer to the main games, like the Manaphy Egg in Ranger. Ranger had all sorts of events that transfer to the main series games. So I thought that stuff was pretty cool. Oh yeah, that was really disappointing, the whole Big House situation. I was signed up for the Ultimate Tournament, but I'm getting refunded. Rumble Weekend. It's an event that's been going on for like 5 years. It's all about just this original Pokemon Rumble for the Wii. Shiny hunting it for an entire weekend, seeing how many shinies you can get. Do this a few times a year. I just do this kickoff stream here on YouTube. To kick off the weekend. And a bunch of people participate. If you look up hashtag Rumble Weekend on Twitter, you can see all the sorts of people doing it. A bunch of people are streaming this right now. It's just a fun time. Because this game is crazy. You see so many Pokemon at once. And any of these Pokemon I'm walking past can be shiny. Can ticket Pokemon be shiny? That's where it gets a little bit vague. I'm not entirely sure yet. I know password Pokemon are 100% set to be shiny or not shiny. Like, there's a shiny Bidoof from Rattata passwords. Those are the only ones that can be shiny. Other stuff like the Mew and the Giratina and stuff, those are shiny locked. But the release tickets, that's what I'm not sure of. That's still kind of a mystery. Will there ever be a special week-long Rumble weekend? I don't personally plan on it. But, yeah. I don't really plan on it because I feel like a weekend's the perfect length of time for this. Sometimes it gets extended a couple days afterwards, but I play really, really hard on Rumble weekend to the point where I intentionally almost burn myself out on the game until the next one rolls around. Like, during these Rumble weekends, I spend so much of my fraction of the weekend rumbling. Almost every waking moment, really. And I don't know if I can do that for a whole week with the same enthusiasm. Because every time Rumble weekend comes back around, you don't know how stoked I've been to play Rumble again this week. I've been waiting for this moment all week long. Just doing this kickoff stream and then rumbling for the rest of the weekend. But I guarantee you, by the end of Sunday, I'll be like, alright, that's enough Rumble for a while. So I just can't see myself doing that for an entire week, you know? That sounds awesome, Julio. Good luck on all the editing. I know it's a lot to get that all sorted out and stuff. Yeah, that's possible. Possibly the way it works. Give me swag. I know that like the PID stuff is pretty weird. There might be that possibility that you could have that special trainer ID. That would be like a 1 in 4 billion chance that you have a file where that would just happen to spit out as a shiny. That's stuff that's going to take a lot more exploring and confirmation. What's my next video going to be? After this Rumble weekend, where I'm going to be posting like the compilation of everything that I find, I'm probably going to be posting the Magikarp Gauntlet soon. That's the goal. What's up, Horseface? How's it going? Glad you found your way over here. I did try the mobile Rumble games, and I was not a fan. Just did not feel the same. Rumble Rush was just not good. I'm not surprised that that game is totally shut down. And Rumble World, I played it on my 3DS for a little while. I just always wanted more from it. Like, I didn't want to pay a single cent for that game, like, while I was playing it, since it was free to play. But it felt like I just had to keep doing that if I wanted to actually find anything cool. And that's not what Rumble's about to me, because to me, the idea of Rumble's always been this: going through the same stage hundreds of times in hopes of finding something rare. And Rumble World was kind of the opposite of that. You go to like a level and you hope something rare is there, and if not, you have to wait a while before you can go back and do it again. And you have to like spin that whole special roulette wheel to decide what level you're going to and stuff. And there's just so much to it that I wasn't a fan of that. I think the only other Rumble game that even comes close to the original to me is Rumble Blast for the 3DS. Only downside of that game is that there aren't shinies in it. I did finish the Zigzagoon Gauntlet, yeah. And I finished the whole gameplay for that, too. That's going to be in the Crown Tundra movie. Thanks, Mad Max. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, like I do appreciate that with Rumble World they introduced that like special version of the game where you could just buy it and not have to deal with the cooldown and stuff. But still, like the whole roulette wheel thing, I wasn't a fan of that either. Because I like picking exactly where I'm going, you know? Instead of like having that rely on chance. I've done a good bit of Dynamax Adventures. I found one shiny through it. I found a Crustle. Actually, like last Wednesday on stream, I was just messing around doing some Dynamax Adventures. But it's been a fun way to wind down at the end of a work day, just doing a few adventures with friends. Hoping to get one of the Tapus or Necrozma through it one day. Or Zygarde, but Zygarde's so tough to beat. Been very fun, though. It's been what I wanted raids to be since the very beginning of Sword and Shield. How do I have the confidence to reset Regice so fast? Because I look at it and I notice it's not sparkling. If it's a shiny boss, it'll be sparkling. And the sparkles are very prominent. And none of those Regice that I've seen are actually sparkling. So I know for sure that they're not shiny. And we got a super chat for $5 from David St. Lima. Big fan, subbing the channel since 2017. Appreciate that. Yeah, for the 100k sub special, I don't really have any plans, actually. I never really thought that far in advance. But I will say that the videos that I have planned coming up soon are probably cool enough to qualify for that. So, though in a way, the 100k sub special will be the upcoming Gauntlets and the Crown Tundra movie. Thank you, I appreciate that. What's up, HD Hez? Currently phased 30 times for Suicune. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I've never heard of that much phasing for one legendary in a Dynamax adventure. That's nuts. Hope you get it soon. Thanks, Cam. I appreciate that. The GX levels currently have all the second and third gen Pokemon that weren't in the base game. So right now it's kind of split up in a way. All the first and fourth gen Pokemon are in EX, and all the second and third gen Pokemon are in GX. It kind of serves as an addition to the base game, adding in this area here instead of like editing anything in the base game. So there's not anything currently that contains all the Pokemon randomly within a level, but that's something I might implement someday in the future for fun. I'm very disappointed in that pun, Golden Umoga. I was thinking about, like, what's a funny man's favorite place to stay at, and I was trying to think of, like, hotel jokes, like, trying to turn hotel into, like, hotel. Like, you know, a strange laugh or something. But Comedy Inn, that's almost the word comedian. That's just not what I was thinking. Kind of a disappointing punchline, if you ask me. I appreciate A for effort, but, I'm just not sold on that. I'm sorry. What's the shiny for Dunsparce? It's pink. Well, it's like, it's yellow with pink instead of blue. Got one of those last Rumble weekends. Add Regieleki into this game because it's the fastest Pokemon now. I don't think I'm going to be adding anything from like 5th gen up. I don't think that's really in the books for this, because it would be so much additional effort for this project, and I currently want to focus more on polishing up what's already in here now, like actually giving these Pokemon their cries back and stuff, and making it so they actually drop at good power levels with moves. And I don't want to like think about adding more Pokemon before get all that squared away, and it could take a while to actually get that going. First shiny I ever found in Rumble was a Caterpie. I got this game on a random summer day back in 2014, and during my first casual playthrough of the game, I just stumbled upon a shiny Caterpie, and I was hooked from that moment on. Real quick, water. Have I ever done more than just the kickoff stream for Rumble? I think a few long Rumbles weekends ago, I did a brief Rumble stream on Twitch, but I normally do most of Rumble offline, chatting with some friends while recording. And this kickoff stream is the main way I do stuff live during Rumble weekends. Oh yeah, definitely looks strange to see these Gen 2 and 3 Pokemon in here, doesn't it, Mikey? I have played the Crown Tundra. I finished all the gameplay for it for the movie, but I just haven't edited any of it. I love the Crown Tundra. It's my favorite DLC so far, for sure. Thanks, Julio. I appreciate that. Have a good weekend. Getting lag? Try and refresh. I'm not having any lag on my end. Appreciate that, Esther J. What's up, Nah? All right, so this is out of the blue, but it's a question. Are any of y'all upset as me about Taco Bell getting rid of shredded chicken? Because they got rid of the shredded chicken quesadilla melt from the dollar menu, which was my go-to menu item. Like, almost every single Taco Bell order I had that. And they replaced it with something called the chicken chipotle melt. And it's got to be one of the worst Taco Bell menu items I've ever gotten. It's tiny compared to the shredded chicken quesadilla melt. It's a mess. It's like an open-ended mess instead of the nice, perfect grilled shape of the shredded chicken quesadilla melt. And every bite I take into it is just not good. And it just is not... It's not a replacement for it. I'm so sad about it. Like, first it was potatoes earlier this year. Like, the spicy potato soft taco. It was a hard blow getting rid of that. Then they waged war by getting rid of the shredded chicken and the Mexican pizza. I just wonder what's next. I fear for what's next. Taco Bell's just a constant reminder that all the food you enjoy is merely temporary. But Baja Blast is forever. Richard Payne with the $5 super chat. The Taco Bell menu cuts hurt my soul. Same here. Same here. It's been a sad few months with that. Like, I like to call it the Taco Bell patch notes. They're just always disappointing these days. I'm not a big fan of the grilled cheese burrito. I got it a couple times and, like, it's just, it feels too overbearing for me. I like the new toasted cheddar chalupa thing they have going on. I really like that. But the grilled cheese burrito, it's just too much cheese for me. I'm not too much of a cheese guy. You don't have Baja Blast down there in Brazil? Oh my gosh. They gotta bring that down there. It's so good. It's the best Mountain Dew flavor. Hands down. People say it's like lime flavor, but really it's Baja Blast flavor. That's the only thing that it tastes like to me. It's Baja Blast. It is its own pure essence. I don't have any Bojangles near me. I didn't even know they had an exclusive Mountain Dew flavor. And Sam's has an exclusive Mountain Dew flavor? Sam's Club? What is it? I just got Merry Mashup from Walmart a few days ago. But I did not know Sam's Club had one. KFC has their own exclusive flavor too called Sweet Lightning, and it's like peach flavored. And it's alright, but it's a little bit too syrupy for me. It doesn't even taste like a Mountain Dew. It just kind of tastes like peach syrup with like a spritz of acoustic Mountain Dew in there. That's a beautiful name for the Giratina Floralin. You don't think you have Mountain Dew at all in Brazil? That's a major loss right there. What the heck? Hey, Absol, pancakes or waffles? Believe it or not, you're not the first person to ask that tonight. I say it depends on the quality of it. If I have to go with frozen, waffles are better than pancakes. But if I have to go with, like, homemade, pancakes. If I have to go with the highest class possible, though, waffles. Like good Belgian waffle. If we're allowed to have toppings and stuff, waffles win though. Chicken and waffles is incredible. I guess that's my stance on it all. Waffles, I guess, wins at the end of the day. Sheets has one called Atomic Blue. It's like a lemon version of Voltage. That's crazy. I didn't know there were that many like brand exclusive Mountain Dew flavors. And they're all these places that I don't have near me. Like Sheets and Bojangles. There's a Sam's Club near me, but I'm not a member. I don't want to encroach on what they've got going on because it seems pretty special. An exclusive club. I'm not a member. Only shiny so far has been a, whatchamacallit, a Medicham. And I did already comment on that Floralin. I said that was a good name for the Giratina. Please don't repost the same message over and over again, by the way. I'm sorry, but I don't want it taking up too much space in the chat. Wonder if we're going to get a second shiny before I end the stream today. I think we got another solid 40 minutes of stream tonight. I need to get caught up on the newest Mountain Dew lore. Yeah, I'm definitely out of the loop is what it sounds like. I used to be pretty on top of things with this. Like, I knew every flavor. There was actually probably a point in time where I could say that I had tried every Mountain Dew flavor in existence. But, that's definitely not the case anymore. It almost sounds like I'd have to make some pretty long Dew pilgrimages to some of these places in order to try it. Like Bojangles and Sheets, and I have to get a Costco membership and a Sam's Club membership just for Mountain Dew. And I guess bulk prices on food and stuff. Because you can get like insane like 64 packs of things that you don't need 64 packs of. Had to check that Kecleon to make sure it wasn't shiny. Always gotta check. Just to make sure, Mientis, it's not paralyzed, right? Because if a Pokemon's paralyzed, it won't call for help. When an SOS. Richard, thanks for the super chat. Yeah, that's the next gauntlet. The Living Dew Dex gauntlet. Yeah, collect a Living Dex of Mountain Dew flavors. That'd be crazy. On the shelf up there behind me, I actually have a Japan exclusive Mountain Dew flavor that my friend, you might have seen him earlier in the chat, Bucci Boy, graciously brought all the way from Japan for me to try. It was pretty good. It was like some grape flavor. I'm very excited about the new Pokemon movie. I'm gonna watch it as soon as it's available for sure. Don't know where or how. Probably gonna be digitally at home instead of a theater, unless the situation gets a lot better. But I'm really looking forward to it. I saw the most recent two Pokemon movies though. I Choose You and The Power of Us. I saw those in theaters. And The Power of Us was great because I went with my friend Phil, and we were the only people in the entire theater, so we were able to just be as loud as we wanted, just talking about Pokemon. Like, we were like, oh, Lugia, and stuff. It was great. Getting a Tyranitar would be sick. Thanks, Nath. I appreciate that. Have a good one. And good luck to anyone shiny hunting right now, by the way. Don't know if I said that yet or not, but now you have my luck blessing. What's my favorite ice cream flavor? Cotton candy is actually my favorite. I really like cotton candy ice cream. It's awesome. It's a flavor that I definitely get standalone, though. Like, I don't like cotton candy with any toppings. Like, sprinkles, chocolate syrup, that kind of stuff does not go well with cotton candy ice cream. But on its own, that stuff is golden. Other than that, I also really like vanilla. Because vanilla is just a perfect blank canvas for toppings. Like, you can put anything on vanilla ice cream and it'll taste alright. Mint chocolate chip's also not bad. I don't mind that either. Wait, what, Getty? I just saw the bro with question marks. I'm wondering what that was referring to. If you drink Sprite with it, it's pretty good. What? That's a secret technique I'll have to try and unlock. Sprite cranberry? I like Sprite cranberry. It's something that I get every year around Christmas time for sure. There are 115 Mountain Dew flavors. That's a lot more than I thought. Oh my gosh. There's something... You never heard of cotton candy ice cream? That's crazy. It's almost everywhere. You don't see it in every grocery store, granted, but almost any ice cream parlor has it. It's great. Okay, next time, I'll take your advice, Olivia. Next time I have a cotton candy ice cream, I'll get a Sprite with it. See what the combination is like. I wonder what that would be like as a float. Like, you know, Coke floats, like Coca-Cola, some ice cream in it. I wonder what a float of, like, Sprite with cotton candy ice cream would be. So many Wingle. What the heck? I'm in the wrong territory right now. Favorite chain restaurant? Okay, there are a few that I'm between on that one. I think the golden three for me are Taco Bell, Cane's, and Whataburger. Those are my three favorites, I think. Cotton candy's good on snow cones, too. I did not appreciate snow cones as much until, like, last year. When there was this truck that would come up to my workplace once a week and sell snowballs, which are like a more New Orleans southern version of snow cones, but much finer shaved ice. I never just had them too often as a kid, I guess. Like, it was not something that I ever considered getting. And now that I've started ordering them, I really appreciate snow cones / snowballs now. Yeah, Zaxby's is up there too. Zaxby's is like Cane's with more variety, but they're not as consistent. I have had Culver's. I had it once in, like, Arizona, and it was pretty solid. I've never had raspberry ice cream before. That's one of those flavors I've never touched. Yeah, I'm on that secret menu level of Cane's ordering right now. I order everything extra crispy so that it fries a little bit longer. I go with the honey mustard sometimes, which is a secret menu item that a lot of people don't know about. I sub the coleslaw for an extra toast. Cane's is awesome. Been going there for ages. You love snowballs, good old NOLA. Yeah. It's all over Louisiana, too. Like, there's a really popular snowball place in my hometown. And the little food truck that would come around to my workplace, they were a snowball stand, too. The one Zaxby's in this town that I moved to, though, like, after I moved here, it was gone within 2 months. But on my college campus, within like 10 minutes from my apartment, walking distance, I could go to Zaxby's, so I did that a lot. Yeah, they're kind of regional restaurants. Like, Zaxby's started in, I think, like, Georgia, and it kind of spread out across the South a little bit, but that's pretty much the extent of where it's been. And Cane's started out in Louisiana, and they have a couple places in, like, California and around the States now. It's growing a lot, but it's still not everywhere yet. They're both chicken places. And Shiny Volbeat! Oh my gosh, that looks incredible! I love that one. That's one of the ones I've been hoping to get. One of the Fireflies. It's punchy. That's a good one. That's a really good one. I don't have a shiny Rayquaza. That would be a dream shiny to get. How does hunting and Rumble work? It's pretty simple. You just run around until you see shinies. That's all there is to it. And if you knock out a shiny, you get to keep it. And then after you knock it out, you just either finish the level or lose, so you get to keep it. That's all. Glad to find a second shiny on stream during this kickoff. Yeah, Kane started in Louisiana. Like, at LSU, which is where I've gone for a few Smash tournaments, you can go to the original Canes there, the very first one. I've eaten at the first ever Raising Canes a few times after Smash tournaments. Someone did predict Illumise, you're right. That's crazy. Got pretty close on that prediction. You like Jack in the Box? I've only had that place once. We don't have any near me. Number 2 of Rumble Weekend, Volbeat. And it looks like we're already starting to get a theme going here. Last Rumble Weekend, I had a huge streak of pink and purple shinies. And now we're starting with something a little bit blue. We're on a blue streak right now. So let's see if that continues. Or maybe it's a yellow streak. Who knows? Those are the colors that are present in both of the shinies we found so far, though. You know, we've got an Illuminator on the team. This thing looks like it's got some sass with us. It's looking at us like at an angle like, you got a problem? Or he's sad. He might just be really sad. You decide. He's blue. Checks out. It was LSU colors. You're right. You were right. Yeah. That's not where I went to college, though. I have not had Great Wall. No. Never heard of that place. Is that a chain or is it more of a local? Congrats, Spooky Nude, on this feel. Have you found your Remoraid or Lotad yet? I know you were looking for either one of those before actually updating because you want to actually get the texture glitch. And I respect that grind. Thoughts on Willie's Chicken Shack? That's another place I have not been. I've not heard of it, actually. There are all sorts of just chains that I've not tried or are not available near me. It might be near me, I just never heard of it. Favorite fruit? Ooh. I like these food conversations. It's fun talking about that. I really like cantaloupe. I could just tear through a whole, like, package of cantaloupe, you know? Like, pre-cut. I'm also a fan of watermelon, too. You have canes in Kuwait? Oh, that's awesome, Yusuf. I didn't realize that. Actually, I think you snapped me that once. I'm glad that it made its way all the way over there. I love some Raising Canes. What's my best shiny? In this game, might be my Abra. That might be the rarest one I have. Which is a very underwhelming rare shiny, but I guess in the grand scheme of Rumble, I haven't found anything super, super crazy rare other than that. Abra's actually crazy rare in this game, believe it or not. But in the main series, the shiny that I take the most personal pride in is either my, it's probably my Absol that I got in 3rd gen. I think it's hard to find. I've never had Jamba Juice. I've had the opportunity to try it before, but I just chose not to. What's my worst food crime? Someone you know puts goldfish crackers on pizza. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with ketchup. It's not something that I necessarily do as much these days. But as a kid, I definitely dipped all sorts of crazy things in ketchup. Like in the elementary school cafeteria, I would regularly dip my green beans in ketchup. And sometimes I put ketchup on macaroni and cheese, which I've heard is, believe it or not, a combination that a lot of people do. So I don't feel as crazy for doing that. But those are probably some of the worst food things I've done. You just stabbed yourself with your stylus? Do you have like some kind of like super sharp stylus or something? Because I definitely tapped myself with my stylus before, but I don't think I've ever like stabbed myself with my stylus before. I've seen some DS styluses go through some crazy stuff. Like, some people have bad habits with their styluses where they, like, chew on them. Or the grossest one I've seen is that they, like, kind of stick it in their ear every now and then. That's, like, definitely more of a little kid thing. But I've seen a used DS before that, like, I felt like I needed to wash my hands after taking the stylus out of the stylus slot and seeing that. Oh my gosh, I'm scarred for life from that. But, yeah, there's some styluses that have seen things that no stylus should ever need to see. A kid dipped Snickerdoodles cookies in ketchup? Oh my gosh. That just sounds weird. Cinnamon and ketchup? Tortilla with ketchup, sauce, and mustard cheese. Doesn't sound awful. Almost looks like pizza. Any suggestions for a false swipe Pokemon? Which game are you talking? Because the answer depends on what game you're playing, for sure. Gallade's a classic go-to. Because it can also get, like, Hypnosis. Parasect is also a good choice, because it gets Spore. In Sword and Shield, I like to use Absol, because it's my favorite Pokemon. You remember your friend in elementary school eating Cheetos with chocolate syrup? Oh my gosh. People do some crazy things with food. That is for sure. You mildly regret asking about food crimes. Yeah, you opened up a whole can of worms. That's for sure. I'm sure everyone's, like, seen some crazy food stuff. There is no shiny charm in Rumble. But people do, if you're playing in multiplayer mode, there seems to be a massive increase in the shiny odds that way. So that could be seen as, like, the method for this game. It's already ridiculously fast without that, though. Like, over the span of the past 2 hours, I've already found 2 shinies. You would eat ants? Like, you actually ate ants? Or are you saying that you would eat ants if given the opportunity to eat ants? Big difference with that. I don't think if it's much as much of a food crime to, like, just have a strange drink that goes with the food. Like, I know some people get up in arms about, like, having milk with meals that shouldn't have milk with it, but I'm like, who cares? Sometimes I have name themes for my Pokemon, but most of the time the nicknames are just, like, the very first word that comes to mind, stream of conscious style. Deoxys speed and Ninjask are the same speed in this game. Exact same movement speed. But the Deoxys speed's a little bit better because it has Sky Attack, which just plows through things. You swallow salt, just salt, nothing else? That's crazy. I remember once at a robotics competition in high school, we were kind of hungry, and there was like a hot dog stand, and they gave us just a ton of ketchup and mustard packets after we got like the hot dog stand at the convention center. So a couple of us like snacked on a couple mustard packets, and we were like, wow, that was pretty awful. We're that desperate right now. Joe bookmark. I don't think I have a Wingull yet. I wouldn't mind getting one. Getting confused in this game is annoying. You don't hit yourself in your confusion, but the controls are all out of whack, and they just constantly randomize in different directions. So anytime I get confused, I just mash an attack button out of self-defense and hope it gets me on the right course again. I got a Volbeat earlier, so now I have a Medicham and a Volbeat. Yeah, I guess it kind of differs with everyone, how they tolerate salt and spices and stuff. Like, my dad calls things spicy that I would never think would be even the least bit spicy. I feel like I have a pretty high tolerance for spicy food, though, because I just regularly eat kind of spicy stuff. So it blows my mind to see, like, just, I don't know, like something like orange chicken be described as spicy. I don't have Disney Plus, so I haven't seen any Mandalorian, but I'm basically waiting for, like, either one of my really close friends or, like, a member of my family to bite the bullet and get Disney Plus, and if they do, I'll piggyback off of them and watch The Mandalorian, but I don't think I plan on paying for it for myself. So I'm just kind of waiting to see what pans out, and if it ever does, I'll watch it all. Shiny Ladion! Nice! That's number 3. That stands out a whole lot, actually. Oh my gosh, that's strikingly different. Look at that comparison. Gutsy. Thing's got guts. Nickelodeon guts. It's gonna climb the aggro crag of Rocky Cave. Even though it's in Silent Forest. Bloons, you got a dupe shiny Cradilly? That is crazy. Congrats. That's a crazy thing to dupe up on. It's an insane find. I know you wish it could have been something else, but that's still awesome. Right there. That's shiny number 3, a normal Chikorita. Actually, just kidding. It's this, a normal Wurmple. But really, it's this normal Tropius. But it's not this. This isn't the shiny that I was talking about. Yeah, that's 3 shinies so far. Ladion is number 3. Let me find it in the sprite list real quick. One second. Where is it in the Johto Pokédex? I look at the Johto Pokédex in like 2 ways. Pre-unknown and post-unknown. Because the unknown just takes up so much real estate. It's definitely pre-unknown. There it is. So it looks like the theme here might be yellow. Because Ladion doesn't have a lick of blue on it or anything. So let's see if we keep getting shinies with yellow on it. Oh wait, they do have blue eyes. You're right. That counts. That counts. Blue. That's crazy, Spooky Newt. You got number 3 at the same time. And dude, Ebe, I don't know if you were here for it, but someone else just happened to ask the pancakes versus waffles question from earlier. And I revised my decision a little bit more. I think waffles are more versatile. Like, chicken and waffles. I didn't even consider that. But that puts waffles way ahead of pancakes. But I will say, if I'm just like preparing one of the 2 of them on my own, pancakes are just way more convenient. But if I'm going for frozen, like Eggo, waffles. And if I'm going for really high class, nothing beats like a really good like Belgian waffle or chicken and waffles. I'd order that over like a stack of pancakes any day. Yeah, this has been pretty good so far. 3 in a stream is more than I could ask for. We're off to a good start for the weekend, for sure. Metacham isn't a bug, true. What's up, Curry? What do I think of an idea of a pancake pizza? Like a pizza, but the breading is pancake. That sounds like an insane concept that could either be insanely gross or actually alright. Because, like, at first, that sounds very, very disgusting. But the more I think about it, the more I think about how much I enjoy things like pigs in a blanket, which is basically pancake with sausage in it. And if that's good, maybe like a tiny bit of cheese and some sausage for like a sausage pizza wouldn't be awful. But I think of like adding pizza sauce and stuff to the mix, and I just don't think it would work out. I have to see it to believe it. A pancake pizza. It doesn't sound like the best idea off the top of my head though. If this was like some kind of Shark Tank where you're like pitching an idea to me, I would not be investing in pancake pizza. But if you had a really crazy prototype or something, I'd maybe try it. Are you talking more like a pancake crust? I still don't know. I still don't know if I'm feeling that. Yeah, all the shinies so far have also been fairly round. That could also be a common theme that we're seeing. I haven't had croissant pizza. That sounds pretty good. Most of the pizza I've had in my life hasn't been that adventurous. We had a pretty good local pizza place in my hometown that, like, the pizza that they serve is definitely not typical pizza. Like, I go to every other local pizza place and it makes me realize that what I knew of as pizza my entire life was very different from what the standard definition of pizza is. But, it was some good stuff. Like, they cut it in, like, a kind of a weird rectangular shape. And I love that stuff, but it's pretty not typical pizza. And that's pretty much all I ever really got. Every time I visit, we get that pizza again, and I bring some with me back to my fridge. Yeah, pretty good haul so far. Can't complain with what I found. Found some pretty cool stuff. I think I'm going to go for 15 more minutes and call it a night for this kickoff stream. Then after that, I'll be doing some offline hunting. And the end of the weekend, or Monday, I'll be posting a big compilation of everything I found this weekend. Dallas just called me out for having raised odds. Yeah, I'm sure he's like, he's very suspicious of me having 3 shinies already. And Patty Murphy with the $5 super chat, or the £5 super chat, or is that euros? I'm sorry, I think that's euros. Can crepes be added into the pancake versus waffle debate? They can, but this is gonna sound crazy. I realize. I've never tried a crepe in my life before. It's something that I think I need to try, considering that I like most breakfast food. And I've had a lot of breakfasts in my life. But I've never had crepes before. I'll have to try them for myself to see where they stand in the debate. Thanks for the super chat, though. I think maybe the money from that super chat will go directly towards me trying crepes for the first time soon, so I can get back to you with a definitive answer. Yeah, I realize that's a very shocking thing. I've never tried crepes. What's the fanciest thing I've ever eaten? So I went on this Chicago trip in high school, in like the 12th grade. Like, it was a really cool class trip with like 8 other people. It was like with my Latin teacher and my math teacher. It was a really awesome trip. And like it was all arranged, and they were really good about like finding good ways to like spread out the money that we put towards the trip and stuff. And we took a train up there too, which was really cool, with sleeper cars. And when we got up there, we had a couple fairly fancy meals. And one of them was like, they were just at these pretty nice restaurants. And I was sitting there like on my phone Googling everything on the menu. And I think when you have to Google everything on the menu, that's when you know you're having some really, really fancy stuff. Like, there was some fish there that I had never even heard of before. I ended up getting, like, some lemon chicken of some sort. And it was by far one of the fanciest things I've ever had. It was, like, at least, like, a $25 meal or something crazy like that. And, yeah. I don't think I've ever had something that high quality since. Well, maybe I've had things of similar quality, but just not things that fancy or expensive. Things that formal. Because I've had some quality food for, like, pretty cheap. Because there's some people out there that can cook up some fine food. Yeah, Bri Boy, I got a Volbeat and Ladion. Using the curry gauntlet. Nice. Hope your Giratina enjoys the curry. You put chips in milk? Okay. Just for clarification, are you talking like chips as in like what Americans call fries? Or chips as in like Lay's potato chips? Either way, both of those in milk sounds like a strange combination. Did I miss a shiny X-Cloud? Was it actually one, or was it a was it just a sparkling one? I've seen what X-Cloud looks like in this game, and it's pretty standout. Because there are Pokemon in this game that sparkle, that look shiny. I mean, that sparkle but are not a different color, and that just means they're a guaranteed drop. That doesn't mean they're shiny. Potato chips, gotcha. Yeah, it sounds like an interesting combination. Why do I like Absol more than as my mascot and not Lickitung since it was my first shiny? Just because Lickitung was my first shiny doesn't mean it's my favorite Pokemon. It's just something that randomly happened. Absol is a Pokemon that I looked at and I was like, yeah, that's my favorite Pokemon. So I made it my mascot. The name Absol, like, as a username, was something that I came up with when I was 9 years old. I made fake websites in Microsoft Word on my computer, pretending to be a webmaster. It was like a Windows 95 computer, not even hooked up to the internet. And I signed off every post as Absol-tastic. Like, Absol combined with, like, fantastic. And, I just shortened it to Absol. Blogs Pokemon for making this channel. I've not seen a Gretzko. Seen a lot of merchandise for it though. Like at World Market, they sell like a Gretzko brand energy drinks. Yeah, no Twitch today. When it's the Rumble Weekend kickoff stream, it's here on YouTube. That's its home. You saw Sparkling X-Blob, but wasn't shiny. Gotcha. Yeah, that's a common misconception in Rumble. That a Pokemon Sparkling, it's not a shiny, guaranteed. What Pokemon's a close second to Absol? There have been many close seconds throughout the years. Seems every generation there's a Pokemon that comes close. Like, Phalanx is up there right now in Gen 8. I really like Rockruff in Lycanroc as well. Dunsparce. I love Dunsparce. Those are other Pokemon that are up there. I shortened it to make it longer. Well, I shortened it from Absol-tastic. It wouldn't have been... Instead of Absol-tastic blogs Pokemon, I just made an Absol blogs Pokemon. To give it a more specific name. Because when I made this channel, this was a side channel for me. My main channel was Absol-tastic, where I mostly uploaded Guitar Hero and Rock Band videos. And then I started just uploading a bunch of recordings from, like, my high school band. And, not like an actual, like, band that performs, but, like, literally the band that's part of my high school, like a concert band / marching band. And I kind of abandoned that channel eventually, and this became my main channel. Alright, I think I'm getting around to the point where I'm going to do one more run of each of the stages after this run. And we're going to call it a night on the stream. So let's see if we can get anything in this victory lap. I played clarinet. And I was also in like the jazz band for like a year. And I was given an alto saxophone in the process because there was someone who just left their saxophone and graduated and never came back for it. So the band director just kind of gave it to me. But the jazz band didn't do too much. So I played clarinet and technically saxophone as well. Poseidon just found a Golbat? Nice. Glad he found something. When does this stream end? We're about to end it at the top of the hour. I'm going to do one more run of each of these 6 stages. Going to see if we can find anything. Then we're just going to call it a night. And I'm going to be hunting offline. Then at the end of the weekend, you'll be able to see the compilation of all the shinies I found. I don't think I'll be live again during the weekend because usually I spend most of the time during Rumble weekend hanging out offline, chatting with some friends that I don't normally get to talk to too much otherwise. And, yeah. There are going to be plenty of people still live, though, all weekend. Like on Twitch, Professor Rex and Professor Tops are going pretty much constantly on like 1 billion Rumble games at once. And if you check out the Pokemon Rumble category on Twitch, I bet there are just a ton of people live. Like, I was able to watch, like, earlier today while I was doing work, like, there were at least 5 or 6 Rumble streams all day. It was awesome. I'll definitely be lurking around in some of those throughout the weekend, too, so you might see me in some chats. Dallas got a Lotad? Nice. With the fixed 3D model. Can you download Pokemon Rumble on Nintendo Switch? Unfortunately, you can't. Not at the moment, at least. There might be a way to install it with Switch Homebrew, but I don't have a hacked Switch, so I couldn't begin to tell you how to do that. Later, Briboy Games. What's up, Death Viper? Appreciate the luck. About to head out for the night anyway from this stream. Gotta name the next shiny Blubbo. You can't actually nickname shinies in this game. There are no nicknames in Rumble. Would be doing some crazy nicknames if so, but there are none. So what am I doing for next Safari Week? That's a good question. I'm thinking I'm going to do something in 4th Gen. Either the Sinnoh Great Marsh or the Johto Safari Zone. Since I've been just doing Ruby and Sapphire's area for Giraffe Rig for these past 3 years now, it'll be really refreshing to take on something I've never done before. Thanks, BG. Appreciate that. Currently 4 a.m. in Germany. Dang. Time zones are crazy. Yeah, Professor Tops has 16 games going at once. It's insane. Earlier this morning, I watched him get a boss Cresselia live. That was insane. I did get a Ladion. Found 3 so far. Not bad at all for one stream. Not bad at all. It's 10:58 in your time zone. Dang. Yeah, it's almost 10 p.m. here. Almost 10 at night. Oh yeah, the Mudkip run is complete from Alpharad. I'm glad that journey is complete. Hold on. Hold on. No, that's a normal lantern. Okay. I had to double check to make sure that lantern wasn't shiny. What did I walk past? Did I walk past something? The world may never know. The next shiny will probably be green. We'll see. Oh no. Those zap cannons are brutal. Very strong move. Those are all normal. Supreme Raid. Oh no! The Supreme Raid is happening right as I'm about to end. Welcome everyone from Dallas' stream though. I'm glad he found that Lotad. I just heard that happened. The Lotad with the newly fixed texture. Hope y'all are all doing well. I'm doing my last 3 runs of the night right now though before signing off. Get cooked. I guess that was the message for me for everyone to say to me. I'm getting cooked right now. What the heck? Oh my gosh, this is powerful. I've never seen this many get cookeds in my entire life before. I'm getting cooked right now. This is brutal. The beef with the Supreme Arcanines is never ending. Keep your friends close and keep your enemies even closer, am I right? That's a Sparkling Combustion, but it's normal. But welcome to everyone. I found 3 shinies so far this weekend, which is pretty good for a stream. For like just 3 hours. Not bad at all. And we're about to do our final run of Eternal Tower after this. As I'm still getting cooked. Oh my gosh. It never stops. I can feel the heat. I'm getting absolutely broiled right now. Thanks, Rex. Solidus, thanks for the super chat. The super get cooked. With all this cooking, we'll get so many curry encounters. Oh yeah. The power of it. You know what? I'll do one more run of one more level. Since so many of y'all are here right now, cooking me. I'll give myself a little bit extra time to cook, so maybe I'm more of like a medium well instead of just medium rare. Maybe just medium. So where are we going after this? What level are we going to? We'll do one more run and one more level after this. Yeah, the shiny odds are still yet to be determined. I still never got a concrete answer while looking into this, but I'm assuming it's 1 in 81.90. Excuse me, 1 in 81.92. All right, I've seen some prairie already. We're going prairie. Living on a prairie. Yeah, I don't have membership enabled on my channel at the moment. Something I've never really looked into. Maybe someday I'll consider it. But I don't really do live streaming too much here, often on YouTube. I stream most frequently on Twitch, but for these Rumble Weekend kickoff streams, that's whenever I break out the YouTube live stream just because it's fun and it's tradition that I've done for like the last 19 Rumble Weekends. So I don't really have like any intention of starting membership anytime soon, but who knows? Maybe one day we'll do that. Oh, paralyzed. Thanks, Liam. Appreciate that. There's a Toga Tick. Those are kind of rare. Get a Swablu. You won't. What's up, Nightshade? I did get a Swablu last Rumble Weekend. I'd love to get an Altaria. But yeah, we're going to finish up this run and probably call it a night. It's been a pretty fun stream. Just chatting with all of y'all. It's been a really good time. Glad we were able to walk away with 3 shinies from it. It's been good chatting with everyone. Hope y'all been having a good time tonight. I wish you all the best of luck on your hunts and hope you have a good Rumble Weekend. But yeah, the new shinies that I got so far tonight, I'll show them one more time before we go. We got this Gutsy Ladion, Punchy Volbeat, and Techie Metacham. But yeah, I think I'm pretty well cooked now after all that cooking from earlier. So I'm going to sign off for the night now. Oh my gosh. Hope y'all have a good one. I'll catch y'all later, and I'll see you in the compilation video